Oh Lord, they done messed up my interview. I guess I messed it up. But listen, since we already here, listen. Mic check. If y'all can hear me, let me know if y'all can hear me. They're like we having some microphone issues real quick. Hopefully my mic better. Let me know if I'm back. But listen, rough start life. Okay, I can hear. Appreciate you for sending. Welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Bliss Pickup. As you can see, life already lifing. My sister is in the building, so we will. She will be here later. We got OTAs. Day 5. A lot of stuff we want to get into. It seemed like the defense have been, they've been dominating so far. So we're gonna see how everything shake out. We going based off everything we hear from the outside. So take it with a grain of salt. But there's a lot of things that I've been hearing about Jeff Hafley's coaching that I want to talk about. I want to get into. Also, it seemed like everyone on this team have the same message, which is we are here to win now. They're in win now mode. So I'm just saying, I see someone ask about Malik Willis. We're gonna talk about that early today, later on as well. It was ups and downs with the quarterbacks. Offense not looking too good, but we are hearing that the defense have been dominating. So we gonna get into all that. But before I do all that, let me get everything together real quick. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. There we go. Keep on keeping on to. Oh, for sure, for sure. Listen, I don't know. Hopefully, y'all can hear me good. It seemed like I'm not on the right mic. Let me double check that one more time, y'all. Give me a second. Mic check. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I should be good. All right, I'm back. So listen, as y'all can see, we got OTAs day 5. Win now mode. We gonna start with the OTAs, and from all reports, all reports, it seems as if the defense has been dominating all OTAs, like throughout the whole OTAs. I've said this. I already said that in OTAs or at the beginning of the season, especially when you have a new offense and a new defense are going to have the advantage. So I'm not surprised. So anyone that's maybe are worried a little bit about the offense or why we're not hearing a lot of things about the quarterbacks and wide receivers. Remember, we spoke on this over here multiple times. Offense has to get timing down. They have to build that camaraderie. There's a lot of things that has to go right for the offense to get to clicking and get into in their groove. Defenses are easier to translate to and transition from the I say from high school to college and from college to NFL. It's easier. So these are things that I'm hearing. It's expected. Now we know a lot of people are putting a little juice on it. I hear some people getting frustrated with some of the things that's coming out of reports. One thing I did want to say before I even get to do a deep dive into what I'm going to talk about. I was listening. Y'all know I listen to the local show here in Miami, and shout out to Joe Rose. Now Joe Rose becoming one of my favorite people. Right? He had went on this rant about the leaderships and the way the team is being built, and I love the fact that he says things like, even though those guys are out there more than he is, he don't think that his eyes and their eyes are seeing the same thing. That's all I'm saying. Hold on, wait a minute. Shake, relax, shake. Shake money, relax. Ever, never, ever. No, sir. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? When I have the red, that means it's all business. You understand? That's what that means. I don't know if y'all watch golf, but Tiger Woods, when it came to that last day 3 of them tournaments, he wore red. That means it was on. Strictly business. So that's what this symbolized is business. Shout out to you, Mike Best. I see you in there. Nene, I see you in there. Von Joe say, y'all hit the like button for sure, for sure. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe. Do it early. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to continue to tell people to hit the like button. The like button help us get into the algorithm, help the channel grow, and it just helped the channel in general, right? So y'all hit the like button and subscribe. Now back to what I was saying. When Joe Rose speak of him not agreeing necessarily with everything that he sees or he's hearing from the people that's going out there, because he does go out there some days, but he's not out there every day. It gets me into my mindset and how I think. And like I always say, if I feel like I'm going against what everyone in the media is saying, I'm saying in the Dolphin media, right? If I'm going against our media group, for me, it says to me that I'm doing something right. Because we know, and we just got to call a spade a spade. We all know and we understand, for the most part, the media is only going to say the good things. So when I'm on the opposite side, I kind of like that. Because it's like, okay, I'm saying what's really going on, and I'm not just being positive for the fan to try to get the fan base to listen to what I'm saying and feel like I know what I'm talking about, because I'm telling you all the good about what's going on with this team. I love good, bad, the ugly, whatever. Everything I need to know about it, right? Now, more specifically, right, let's go to OTAs. I have a couple of things that I'm going to talk about, right, when it comes to the OTAs. Like in segments, right? Or sections, sorry. I'm going to start with the defense. I'm going to go to the offense, and then I'm going to talk about Jeff Hafley, his effect on this team, and what I'm hearing coming out of training camp that I like. For the most part, I like a lot of things that I'm hearing. It has to translate to the field and on Sundays. But right now, I'm hearing a lot of things that I like. First part is the dominant defense. One of the main things that we talk about, at least I talk about on defense when I evaluate players, are, okay, how much impact plays are they making? And also, when are those impact plays showing up? Are they showing up only against the lesser talent teams, or are they showing up in the big games and big moments? Now, one thing we know, turnovers create big moments. That's hands down. Turnovers are always going to create big moments. And one of the main things, not main thing, but one of the things that caught my attention when I heard people talk about the OTAs and the practice today were, there were 2 punch-outs and 1 interceptions. Now, remember, week 1 of OTAs, right, which is phase 2, now they're in phase 3. Week 1 of OTAs, the defense had 6 interceptions in that week 1. Those are turnovers. Those are players getting their hands on balls, things that footballs, Paul, if y'all want to, on footballs, and creating game-changing moments. You know why that should be more impressive to people? Or let me just say impressive in general. Because for the most part, it's 7-on-7s. It's difficult to get those turnovers and those interceptions on 7-on-7 drills, because it's just more room to work with. The offense usually have the advantage because it pretty much that's one-on-ones, individual drills when you run the 7-on-7s. And the fact that the defense, they continue to get turnovers, that's a good sign. Now, it could be a bad sign. Hey, I got to call a spade a spade. It could be a bad sign, which means these quarterbacks are not as good as we want them to be. But I would like to point out, I believe Malik Willis only threw 1 interception. So far, he only threw 1 of them. The most of them came from Gronowski, the third string quarterback, and I think Quinn Ewers threw like 1 and maybe 2. I'm not sure. Like, for instance, today, the interception came from Coleman. I think that's his name. I don't know that quarterback. He's not going to be on the team. Coleman, he threw the interception. Who got it? Who got the interception? Lewis Moore, the Indiana walk-on. When everyone said, he's very smart, came from that championship team, and he's making plays in OTAs, which is a good sign. That's a sign of depth. So I like, I like the sign of that, create turnovers, make a name for yourself, and then earn some playing time. It starts in OTAs. Again, while it's early, it's 29 of y'all in the building. Hit the like button, people. Hit the subscribe button. Please, help the channel grow. We'll appreciate it over here 100%. Right? I see all of y'all in the shout out to all of y'all in the chat. I see y'all going up. Dade, I see you in here. AFC Eastie boy, shout out to you. Idle man, I see you in there too. Concrete, what's good, my brother? Jamaican from Zion, I see you. Well, Rashad say I try. I don't know. You must be talking to somebody else over there, Rashad. But back to the OTAs, right? So shout out to Lewis Moore making a play. It was also Juju Brent and Ethan Bonner. Juju Brent and Ethan Bonner were the two people that did the punch outs. Shout out to the DBs making plays. Safety and two cornerbacks making plays. Now, it seems to me, and I'm just going to say, to me, it seems as if Jacob Rodriguez's presence is being felt already, because they're putting emphasis on making turnovers and more specifically, the punching the ball out. Now, we know coming into training camp and all throughout the draft, they were speaking about Jacob Rodriguez and his ability to create turnovers. And they say he specialized in the Peanut Tillman punch, which is punching the football and jarring it loose. So all I'm saying is, so far so good. So far so good. Hold on, my bad. Before I go forward, prayers up to my brother Lou. Prayers up to Lou. I should have said, the little introduction threw me off a little bit. The intro threw me off. I don't know what happened. I think I tried to switch scenes and then it cut the introduction short. So, threw me a little off on my game. But listen, y'all, make sure y'all prayers up to my brother Lou. We already know he went through his surgery already. It was successful. But y'all keep him up in prayers. I have to get in contact with my brother. Listen, my daughter had her first trip going out of town, so I was real busy. Had a lot of things to take care of, make sure. So I was real busy this weekend. But again, y'all make sure y'all put your prayers up for my brother Lou. Right? All right, now back to it. So shout out to Jacob Rodriguez, making an impression on his team already. To me, I'm just gonna give credit to Jacob Rodriguez, because he was the one working with Kyle Lewis, and I forgot the other person he was working with in the Senior Bowl. I forgot who it was, but I know it was at least Kyle Lewis he was with. And now all of a sudden we see guys punching footballs away and focusing on turnovers. What I do like to point out, and what I would like to point out, I'm sorry, is that the technique behind it. I don't know if y'all saw it. I don't know if any of y'all saw the videos of the technique of how he do it and how he teach people how to do it. It is still technical tackling. He put the emphasis on securing the tackle first. So even when you're doing a punch, he's bringing your arms with you. So you will wrap up. So even if it don't go in, he makes you follow through and wrap the body with the same hand that you're punching with to still secure the tackle. That is a great technique, because what that tells me is that you're not forgetting about your technique and your fundamentals. You understand? Everything starts with fundamentals. As long as you keep the fundamentals intact, you're going to always be able to add on that and then start to create turnovers and doing extra things, because from the mental part of it, it's going to be like second nature that you still have perfect tackling technique and you still try to create turnovers. That is great when it comes to players trying to make plays, because you know what happened. If you focus more on trying to create the turnover as opposed to making a tackle, that's when you lose and the other players break tackles and then big plays happen behind you. And we don't want that. So I thought that was very, very intriguing. Cruz, solo tone. So no, Vicente should be here later, around a little later, probably like around 9. I think 9 is a little after 9. So yeah, but y'all know me, man. I gotta hold it down for the fam. Any day. I mean, anytime they need me. But yeah. So the form tackling, I'm sorry, that's more important, and I had to point that out and let people understand that even though they're working on punching the football out, they're still keeping that form and working on that technique when it comes to still being in a great position to make the tackle. And if the ball do not come out, the ball carrier still go down. So that was very, very intriguing to me. Also, now the offense. Let's talk about the offense a little bit. When you go out and you hear, defense is dominating, you see the interceptions coming out of training camp. I just pointed out the 2 forced fumbles from the defense. Kyle Lewis, not Kyle Lewis, I'm sorry. Juju Brent and Ethan Bonner. It's second nature to just get worried and be like, okay, the offense must be struggling. It has to be something wrong with the offense. Not necessarily. I'd say, to me, we should be more worried about and concerned for them letting them punch the ball out of their hands, because that has nothing to do with you trying to get on time, building camaraderie, and things of that nature. That's just 100% you're not having ball security, right? And I think this week is the first time that we even mentioned anything about fumbling. But those are the things that you should be careful with and worry about it. I do know one of the receivers that allowed the football to be jogged away from him was Marshall. Was it Terrence Marshall Jr.? I think his name, Terrence Marshall. And I don't know who the other receiver was, but everything's coming out of camp, I do not think it's the ones that are quote unquote slated to be our starters. I mean, so you could, I don't know, take that, cup half full, cup half empty, however y'all want to take that. But it is, it's noteworthy for me to point out that it don't look like these are starters that allow people to punch the football out of their hands. And also, it seemed like it looked like 99% of the interceptions are coming from all other quarterbacks outside of Malik Willis. So, just to keep that in mind when you're listening, you hearing turnovers. The first thing that comes to your mind is like, oh man, is Malik as good as we thought he is? Or maybe it was a mistake, or maybe he's not still maturing. Nah. It's not that. At least from all reports coming out of camp, it's not that at all. So that's one thing that I would be concerned about, which is the receivers letting them punch the football out. But I'm not too concerned with the fact that, interceptions are being thrown. One thing we do say, if you're going to throw the interception, please let it be in practice. If you're going to throw an interception, let it be in practice. Do not wait until you get in the real games and then you start trying stuff. In practice is when you start trying throws, understanding your velocity, your arm strength, when you can and cannot be late, how to fit them in those hole shots, which is over the linebacker in front of the safety, or if you're doing it in let's say the cover 2, which would be over the cornerback and in between the safety. You understand? So these are the times that you practice those throws. Speaking of that, a little later, I'm going to talk about when it comes to the Hafley effect. An interesting thing that they're doing in practice that I haven't seen. This is my first time even hearing about it. I haven't seen, and it'll point out the fact that Jeff Hafley is paying attention to details. One of the things that I said I was looking forward to seeing if he's going to conduct his practice in that manner, and it seemed like he is already. So far, so good. So in practice, when you hearing our wide receivers are, let's say dropping balls, quote unquote, or our quarterbacks are throwing interceptions, this is where you get all that stuff out. You get all the stuff during the learning process. And then those are teaching moments. Hafley coach them up. Bobby Slow, you could coach them up as well. Same thing for defense. When you see a defender get out of position or he get beat deep, these are the times that you teach them. You see what happened there? This is why you don't do that. Or, eye discipline. How to, when it comes to cornerbacks, have eye discipline. And then when it comes to receivers, hey, if the ball touch your hand, that should be a catch. These are the things that, they have to work on. Obviously, is a brand new team for the most part. So the offense, when it comes to timing, it's going to take some time. It is. They do all those square ins, the deep outs, the flag routes, the post routes, things of that nature, all timing based routes. I think the only thing that's really not a timing based route is basically the slant route. That's not too much timing because slant boom. Once he crosses his face, you put it in front of him. That's it. But for the most part, let's say if even on the hitches or the comeback routes or the hooks or anything like that, that is timing too. Because once he do that hook, that ball needs to be there, and it needs to be there. One thing about wide receivers and quarterbacks, what they say, they're going to always tell their quarterback. Well, wide receivers are going to always tell their quarterback, when I come out of my break, if that ball is coming to me, I shouldn't see it leave your hand. I just want to let you guys know that. I don't know if y'all understand what it called the concept of timing based routes and throwing with anticipation. Talk to any receiver, talk to any quarterback. When they're running their routes, if they see that football come out of your hand, then you're late. They shouldn't see the release. Now, if y'all go back to this channel on the Wednesdays during the season, we were pointing out a lot of those throws, no matter which quarterback it was. Whether it's Quinn Ewers, whether it was Tua, whether it was, after the season ended and we brought in Malik Willis, when we said, hey, look when he released the ball, and then look where the receiver is, where he's at in his route. For the most part, they're not even out of their break yet, and that football is already on the way. So those are the things that create turnovers while you're in training camp and OTAs, because you're building that timing. Okay, how soon can I get this football out of my hands when my receiver is making his break? Because Caleb Douglas, he's faster than he runs a 4.3, right? Malik Willis, he doesn't run. Malik Washington, he doesn't run a 4.3. I don't know what he runs, but he's not as fast as Caleb Douglas. So when Caleb Douglas get to a certain part of his route, you can release that football, but you might have to wait a half a second, get that extra half a hitch before you release it when it comes to Malik Washington. Same thing for Taj Washington. Same thing for the tight ends, whether it's Dosich or, Traore or, my dog, what's his name? Cash Merrick. You have to get the timing down, because for everything in the NFL is based off timing. Don't confuse that with spot throwing, please. Don't confuse that. I don't want to get into the discussing and understanding, and explaining the difference between spot throwing and throwing with anticipation. Just don't confuse those two. A timing-based route, because when you throw with timing and anticipation, you have already diagnosed where the defense are in. So you understand what a safety, what a linebacker, what a DB, what a cornerback, for the most part, where they're going to be at on the field, so you know where to release that ball to keep it out of harm's way. And all of this takes time. So I would ask people, and I say this every time about Dolphin fans, please be patient. Please be patient. I know it's not fair for me to ask us as Dolphin fans to be patient, but when it comes to understanding why an offense may be struggling and the defense seems to hit the ground running, it's because offense take a lot of timing, a lot of work, a lot of understanding, different speeds. You have to understand these type of things. The height of receivers. You have some 6'4", 6'5" receivers, and then you got some receivers that's 5'10", 5'11". You have to understand that as well. So some receivers, you can put it up a little higher. Some receivers you can't. Some receiver can bail you out. So all of these things come into play when it comes to offense. So this is why I'm not overly concerned with the fact that the offense seems to be struggling and the defense seems to be dominating. I'm not, right? Another thing is, don't forget, please don't forget that. Oh, hold on. Let me pause real quick. Yeah, hold on. Get ready. Miss Sandy, welcome. what already? What's going on? What to look for?
Listen, I listen.
What is to look for?
Listen,
My friend, look,
listen. You see the poll? Do you see the poll in the chat?
Oh no, I haven't seen the poll. No, no, I'm working. What you mean? I didn't have time to look, check, or anything. Hold on, let me check. Let me look. Let me look at it. What? You? How long has the poll been up?
It just got put up. It literally just got put up before you brought me up.
Oh, will the offense fix the mistakes by training camp? I don't think so. I don't. Let me put no. I'm gonna put no. I don't think so because it's gonna take them to get. Huh?
Go ahead, Tom, because you already know where I'm about to go. Listen, go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
It's gonna. It's gonna take them. Fun. Okay, listen. It's gonna take them all through training camp, preseason, to get the timing and stuff down.
Oh,
me, I'm predicting. Probably by week 4 or 5 is when we're going to see this offense start to. Let me specify this. Passing offense. The passing offense. Yes. By week 4 or 5, I'm predicting that's when they're going to start to get in their groove and we're going to start to see, them seem to, understand and start working with each other and be like, okay, offense looking a little different now. Shout out to Malik Willis in the game. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But can I finish? Because you look like you came up here with all the smoke, right?
I don't got no smoke. It's been a long day. I'm just here because I'm learning. Listen.
Okay.
I'm learning that these are the things I should have said about Tua in this offense. So keep giving me cliff notes so I know for next time. This is
I know you're not coming up here. Listen, you're about to disrupt this whole show. Why? What?
I didn't interrupt. You stop. You stop.
Years. It's only 5 years.
You stop.
6 years. I'm sorry, 6 years. He has 6 years.
Can we get back to the top? We're not listening.
No.
I'm just saying that this is for the next quarterback that I believe in. I'm taking mental notes. Go ahead.
Are you gonna compare a guy that's been in the same offense?
I did not.
Matter of fact, let me not say 6 years. For 3 years.
Didn't say that.
Are you going? So why you said?
I didn't say that.
So what you said that about? You should have said this about 2 or 4.
I said that I'm going to use this for the next QB I believe in.
You didn't. You said you should have said this about Tua.
Huh? Yeah, first. I said should have. I don't need to get into discussion about it because I should have done it. Had this info been out. But since it no longer is relevant, it's for the next one. It's for the next one. But go ahead. You're putting a masterclass on making it look better than what it actually is. But go ahead. But you were very logical with by week 4. So,
I said week 4 or 5.
Week 4 or 5. Listen,
okay.
Week 4 or 5. Get the ice ready. Go ahead.
All right, guys. I guess I'm teaching Vicinity as well.
I'm learning.
Right. Cool. Take it from me. Right. Offense. I've been saying it from day one, so I don't even know why she's trying to put on. I've been saying it from day one. Do not get worried. Every time in the training camp in the offseason, defenses are always ahead of offenses. Always.
Yeah.
This has been a saying. Well, we did the show with this 2 years, but since I've been in Spaces since 2022, we've always told people defense are always going to be ahead of offenses when you start training camp. Yeah. If we learn this, then we wouldn't get so over emotional if the offense is not doing as well as we think. I see all these beat writers, they seem like they're ready to jump off a cliff because of a couple of hot throws. And I'm like, bro, y'all do understand. You know what? They should understand that this is how it goes when it comes to offenses, which is why earlier, thank God for guys like Joe Rose, someone that actually played the game, right? To bring people back to reality and say, guys, this is how it, do not let these beat writers get y'all overly emotional because of a couple of bad throws. This should be expected. So shout out to the Joe Roses of the world that understand this, right?
For sure.
But yes, so like I was saying, please do not get Don't get over emotional. Please do not let it happen. Offensive, they are going to make mistakes. They are. You just disrespect it, especially under a brand new coach. Now, one more thing about the offense, right? Caleb Douglas. I heard that the young man dropped another pass. Now, if y'all been in spaces and y'all been, been around, there's a certain individual that I did get into it with when it came to why I would have preferred not to grab him at that position where they grabbed him at the slot. Right? And that was round 3, right? He was in the round 3. And I was like, I am concerned with the drop passes. I am. And I was told, oh, they could just coach it out of him. And my pushback was, no, he has to fix that. The coaches could teach him and tell him to stay focused, stay concentrated. Remember your technique. They can tell him that all they want. But the dropping of the football, for the most part, is a concentration issue. Coach, you can't teach me how to concentrate. You can't teach me how to have second. Like when I'm running routes, it's not just standing there taking the football from a jug machine. I was telling people that. It's a difference between just sitting there, catching the ball. Oh, one hand. It's easy. It's nice. You watch, pretty much everyone can do that in the NFL. Let me say, in the NFL, pretty much everyone can do that. But when it don't translate into the field and live action, that's when you have to understand, son, you have to get that together. You have to. The coach can't go out there and be in his ear every time. Hey, when you run this, make sure you put 2 hands on the football. Make sure you have the right technique. They can't. He has to fix that on his own. And so far, it seems like every practice, he's dropping the football. Now, hopefully, this is my hope. Hopefully, he get it together. Hopefully, in the games, it don't pan out to be like that. Because if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but then it's either Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. Didn't one of them have so many drops in the preseason?
It was Jamar.
And then when the regular season started, the boy was A1. It was just a concentration issue. He was, it's in your head. Stop thinking about dropping the football and just play football. And they have to overcome that on themselves. By themselves. I can't coach you out of dropping footballs. You already know how to catch a football. You already know the technique. I can coach that at you. I only could teach you how to block out the outside noise and just focus. Play football. Don't worry. If you overthink things, you always gonna make mistakes. So stop overthinking things. Now, what I did like, right, and I can't wait till training camp happen when the open training camps. I did like the fact that he seems to not have a mental block there, because he turned around and made a great catch, on the sidelines, and he was talking trash back and forth with Jeff Hafley. So that was a good sign. But then again, I have to point it out. Like, if they're telling me that, it was that he said it was a tip ball that went off of his hands and it was almost intercepted, I have to just take it for what I hear and go from there. Now, when I'm actually there, I could give a better evaluation and say, you know what, that was a little high, or it was out of his reach. It would have been a great catch. I didn't hear that. I didn't see no interception from Malik Willis, so that's a good sign. Also, one last thing, because they did, they phase 3 so they could do the 11-on-11s, right? They did a couple 11-on-11s, and I heard it was like three or 4 sacks. I heard that was it Chop? No, not Chop. Uche did a speed rush and actually beat Patrick Paul around the edge. Chop Robinson had a sack and a pressure that was a could be sack. Also, as well, let me point this out again. Let me point this out. You're not going to like this. Let me point this out. I tell you guys this every single offseason. Defenses are going to win. It's defensive line for sure. Way at a higher level when you don't have pads on. Just think about it. You don't have pass on. You're not. You know how the offensive tackles get under the shoulder pads. You know how they say you got to be inside the shoulders, not outside. It's holding on every down. You can't do that with the pass not on. Like, let's just think about it. So we have to take all those in consideration when we're saying, "Oh, you look like Chop Robinson is going to have a turnaround season." No. Relax. Remember, every season he's been doing it when the pass don't go on. They talk about his speed and how he's looking so explosive off the line, yada yada yada. But when the pass come on, the guy disappeared. So let's not do this 3 years in a row. All of a sudden, expecting Chop Robinson to have this breakout season because he's coming out with shirts and t-shirts on. I mean, t-shirt and pants on and shorts. And they saying he got a sack or two. It's a great quarterback pressures. We've seen this before. I've seen this movie 1,000 times already. So but it's noteworthy to point out, Chop had a sack and a pressure that could have been a sack. I won't point that out. Now, I want to say this because it seems like I'm taking away credit from Chop Robinson. It seems like I'm taking credit. Shout out to Jeff Hafley. And when I get to my last part, I'm going to let Fisani jump in here before I switch on to my Jeff Hafley segment of it.
Oh, go ahead. Just get it
Shout out to Jeff Hafley from switching the way that they set up in the positional groups, that Chop Robinson is not listed as an outside linebacker. He's a DN. And they took away the linebacker position and just put linebackers and then D-lines and just put D-line. So Chop Robinson is only and solely practicing with the D-linemen. That is very key. I'm going to talk about how that's the key later on when I get into Jeff Hafley, because one of my biggest things, I say, bro, when you having problems, I've always taught this when I play sports, get back to the basics, simplify the game. You always gonna make mistakes when you overcomplicate things. And that's one of the major problems that a lot of coaches have, especially with young players, that you're overcomplicating things and it's slowing down the maturation of these players or your young guys, because you don't want your players overthinking. So it seemed like they switched it over, and it seemed like Chop Robinson didn't have more of a effect on setting the edge. See, that's the part that I was listening. Oh, he's setting the edge now. He's not focusing on rushing the quarterback. He's paying attention to setting the edge. So I just wanted to point that part out as well. Even though they don't have pass on, just save all the criticism. No, I'm not going to say the criticism. Save all the panic that people go through and the over emotions till the pass come on and leave. Please don't say, oh my God, Jonah is still trash because he's getting beat. Because, Jordan Phillips, word is, that man is looking amazing in OTAs. They say he put on weight, but muscle. He's leaner and he's quicker. Oh, hold on. Y'all know I got to stop the show now. Lou, shout out to my brother. Good evening, everyone. All I'm going to say is fire Bobby Slower right now. Tony. Tony Vicente, salute our brother. Y'all see in the building. Again, prayers up. Y'all already know how this goes. So hold on, Vicente. You want to get something in before I go to Jeff Hafley? Because Jeff Hafley is going to transition.
We miss you, Lou. But listen, Tone, I can't wait till we get to the win now mode segment of this. That's where my heart.
So you want me to get to that part and then oh, okay.
Just 2 seconds. That's where my heart lies. However, this this PR campaign that you have been on the last week and this first show of this week that you're having Monday off really needs to be studied. Yes, obviously we understand that the defense are going to get it together more quickly. I feel like, and I could be wrong, I could be wrong, right? It feels like you are ironing over something that we've talked about and that we have truly been very adamant about on this channel, right? And that's the mentality of these players, and the focus that you have to have. So when you know, skirt around, you know, certain things, and you're like, oh no, that's why the poll is what the poll is. That's why the poll is, because I'm like, are we gonna face it on and say, we talk about how they locked in, how they all seem on the same page, but we also said practice. Like, this is where it starts, right? I get it. You could be like, well, you know, I think they're gonna have it. Why you ain't got it now? Why you not locked in now? Listen, Tone, you said, and I quote, it's a concentration thing. And then you tried to skirt around it by trying to compare this guy.
That was Caleb Douglas.
No. Listen, I'm gonna bring it back. Let me be great.
No,
I'm gonna bring it back.
It was only Caleb Douglas.
Let me be great, and I'm gonna bring it back. Listen, the one thing you know about me is I find a way to tie it all into where your point somehow gets back to where I need you to get to. So boom, you try to compare a Caleb Douglas, no offense, to a Jamar Chase. And I get it, they're both rookies, they're both making these mistakes and stuff like that. But what Jamar Chase was at LSU, Caleb Douglas never even sniffed at Tech or wherever dude was at.
Texas Tech.
Yeah, Tech. So it was Tech, right? So let's not. And he had these issues in college where Jamar didn't necessarily have those issues. No, not to the degree of Caleb. Not to that degree. Not to that degree. Was Jamar not putting on? You came to see Jamar. Wasn't nobody coming to see Caleb. They was coming to see that Texas Tech defense. Now, when we get to this next segment, the only thing I want you to do for me and your minions is to explain how this defense, because this offense ain't going to get it done. Granted, HM not there. HM will most likely be our leading receiver again. That's what I'm getting from these OTAs right now. But we got training camp, and we got all this stuff to get through. It is what it is. But that's what it looks like. You're going to have to explain to me and the minions, because you had a detailed list and explanation for every win, 1 to 11, on how this defense is going to carry us to 11 wins to get some of these elite offenses. Not elite, but good offenses that we're going to be facing. We're not going to get into it. You want to say, oh, it's OTAs. Oh, it's shorts. Oh, there's no pads. Okay. That's why I asked. When you said week 4 or 5. Week 4 or 5. So you believe, you know what? I'm not going to get into it because I'm really going into that segment. And
no, that's not something you say that because that's not.
Go to your Jeff Hafley.
Ask me a question. Hold on. No. I don't think that question is the win now mode. Go ahead. We'll get into it after that.
First of all.
Oh, Mystic, I see you.
First of all, you know what? Let me. It was a long day. It was a long day. It was a long day. Been up since 6. Had to work. Had to do a training after. I've just been up. Let me come back down. Let's come back down, okay? Can everybody still hear me clearly, though? Can you all still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. We cannot be the people that says how you practice, how you do the small things, the minor things matter when it is beneficial to us. Then we try to weave around it when it's not necessarily bearing the same fruits. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm not, and I want this to be very clear. I'm not saying that you are doing that. But if I'm going to say, oh, I feel like coach has them locked in, they all seem to be on the same page. We're seeing the intention to the details and all this type of stuff. And then we are not in phase 1. We're not in phase 2, right? But we're in phase what?
Phase 3.
Phase 3. And I get it, installs and stuff. But these things, when you're not getting hit, hit, like, because you're not getting hit, and all this, and ball security, we're not going to negate the importance of ball security. That's all I want to say. To the defense, obviously they're going to get it right, but keep securing the ball. You know what? I'm gonna go to the people that love phrases. Takes no talent. It's your job to secure the ball. Do your job. I'm not about to just sit here and be like, oh, yeah, they'll figure it out. They should have it figured out. You should not be putting the ball on the ground. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's a mentality thing, and then you're going to, what's the name? No, you know that. Lock in. Secure the ball. If I can give the same fever to them not being able to hike the ball correctly when it was, that regime, and I said, you got to do it till you get it right. Don't sit here and expect me to negate and overlook that, though that is in a practice and in an OTA setting, right? That these little things, I still want you to get it right now. And maybe, just maybe, I took it out of context of how you were approaching it. And that's why sometimes you got to check yourself. You got to check yourself. You feel me? It just seemed like you was given maybe a tad bit more grace than what I would like. Now go ahead. You good. You good. Good. So with all that being said, the one thing that I want for this Dolphins, even though that I have us going under, right? They said it's about competition, right? They said it's about competing. It's about showing up. They're going to build the culture and all this type of stuff. You got to start. You got to start now. You got to start now. Don't be giving out passes, Tone. Don't give out passes. That's all I'm saying. Don't give out passes.
I agree with you. It's my turn. I could rebuttal.
I'm gonna go on mute because I feel like I said, I feel like I might have misinterpreted the way you were delivering it. But Tone, to my point, when you try to give an example of why or how it can be fixed, like it kind of feels like no tea, no shade. You're putting it, as some would say, on the back burner. We'll address it or we'll get back to it later. We'll see what it's like. Listen, there's a reason. Look what the check date is by training camp. Because
what about training camp?
Huh?
What's by training camp?
I said, well, they fixed the offensive mistakes by training camp in the poll. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
there's a reason why I put by training camp.
Okay, so first of all, let me address it. It's a reason I brought him up, right?
Who,
yes, you took that the wrong. Let's just you took that wrong.
Listen,
so Mystic, I put it up.
You go back and watch. You listen to yourself.
I did. I am. I think so. Please. What I said was, first of all, let me address Mystic. Mystic, they could coach you how to not drop footballs. I just want to point out to you, my good brother, your boy dropped another football. It haven't been a practice yet that he didn't drop a football. Caleb Douglas. You were the one giving me putback. You were the one that was giving me putback, talking about, he could get coached out of it. And we were trying to tell you, sitting in front of a jug machine, it's not going to teach you not to drop footballs because you're not running routes. You don't have a defender chasing you. You don't have someone in your hip. It's different. And this is why I was saying you can't coach drops out of people. He has to fix that on his own. He has to fix that on his own. You could tell him and say, hey, listen, you need to concentrate more, focus on your technique, but you can't coach drops out of no players. I told you he had to do that on his own. And now this is what I said. I am concerned because he had 7 drops, right? What it was, 5 the year prior and then 7 this year, 12 drops in the last 2 seasons. And I said the drops went up. Now, I really got this belt right here because I heard you, right? I heard you trying to.
Technically, Lou wanted a year and he never got it. But go ahead.
I don't think we won no post. You know what? Let me leave it. So
Lou did win one.
I went and got, no, he didn't win none. I went and got this belt because this is why it's here. Now I see you trying to fix it up. Now,
see when I
try to backpedal and say maybe you misunderstood
no.
Because I didn't give no one no pass.
You just gave Mystic, that energy you gave Mystic, that fervor, that speech. That's what you should have did to Caleb Douglas. Not oh well because
insanity. That's what I'm saying. Maybe you didn't hear it. I did.
Because when I came in, it was on the back end. That's why I said I might have.
I literally said
I'm hearing kumbayas.
I literally said the whole segment was, if it's one thing that you should be concerned about, is ball securities.
See, didn't hear that part.
That's what I said. I said all the other stuff, right? I expect
such as
the hot throws, the not being on the same page, the timing. Because I said it's timing. That's why I started saying do not confuse passing with anticipation with spot throwing. I don't want to teach people that. But the one concern that I said is no excuse for is the ball security, Insanity. That's the one that I said. That's the problem that I have. That's the problem that I had. And I said, hopefully, this is what I said. Hopefully, because what I would want is for him to get it corrected, right? During the season. And then that's when I brought up, I say, it was one guy that he was having a whole bunch of drops and he corrected it during the season. So hopefully he can have that type of year or turnaround. But I'm concerned with him dropping footballs like I told people I was at the beginning.
Well, I apologize. I can see that. I apologize. You know I wasn't here. Jeez.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, wait a minute.
I had to pay attention. I'm learning things in the training. You feel me? I apologize.
Yeah. Okay.
I will apologize. Cool. I just hear. It just felt like I said, you was trying to be like, well, there's an app. Like, nah.
No, well, because the thing about it is, as a fan of this team, I have to be honest.
I'm messing with you.
I'm seeing to be the. I'm the 11-6 dude. Let's not. Wait a minute. I'm the 11-6 dude. If I have to be honest now.
We know you were
yes. So as a fan, I
apologize.
I was like, no, man. As a fan, I would say, I will hope that he could get it turned around. I only brought up Jamar Chase, be like, well, he did it, so hopefully he could at least try to do the same thing. And once it comes to games, he don't have those drop issues. But that I pointed out. The reason that I pointed out is because all through training, all through when they drafted him, I said, yes, I have you remember the one guy that I said I'm not changing my grade on. I still think is a bad grade because of what they drafted him at. Not saying that he can't be good or he can't turn out. It's Caleb Douglas because of who was on the board and his drop issues. And now that they're showing up in OTAs, it doesn't look good. And by the way, Jamar Chase in that championship year, he has 6 drops in college. Caleb Douglas had 6. Had 7. Now I'm just saying. But it was.
You want to really compare their numbers?
No. Just
say I'm just saying, do you want to compare the numbers?
Hold on, listen.
And volume. Let's listen. Let's compare numbers and volume.
I was just about. If you let me finish, I was like, he did have 100 and something. I was going to give you the targets, so he had more opportunities. Remember, everything that you're about to say is what I was telling all the people that was giving me pushback when I said we should be concerned with Caleb Douglas drops, because they were saying the same thing. Oh, this guy had this amount. This guy had this amount. And I was like, well, how many targets did they have? You get what I'm saying? This is why I'm more concerned with his drops than I would be on them other guys that had the same amount or more, because they had more targets to do it. If a guy dropped 6 balls on 169, which I think that was 160 or 29, which was Jamar Chase's targets, and then Caleb Douglas had 7 on 102. There's no comparison. I'm way more concerned with Caleb Douglas. Right? So yes, Vicinity, just to bring it back to the reason that I was using that analogy is because that is the one thing that I was saying I have an issue with, and you can point that out and say, no, there's no excuse for it, because this is not a timing thing. This is not a wait till they get in pads when the playing fields are even. Concentration is concentration. and you can't concentrate, my brother, it's only so much a coach could do. So you have to go out there and catch those footballs. It's crazy because in the same week or the same day, same practice, they were showing how Malik Willis had an amazing catch. I mean, Malik Washington. Sorry, I keep calling him Willis. Malik Washington had an amazing catch that he had to go high point the football. No excuse. So, for saying, I just went. This was just to show off. So yeah, I wasn't giving him a pass. Now, with the let's get down to the Jeff Hafley so I could get into it's going to be a smooth transition to the win now mode. So the last part about the OTAs, which my Jeff Hafley is paying attention to details. Everyone that comes out of that practice, everyone that watches from the outside, and all the players are raving about Jeff Hafley's attention to detail and him not letting players make excuses for mistakes, i.e. the drops that Fitzsandy was talking about, i.e. the losing the reps on offense. It doesn't matter. When you do a bad rush, when you don't set the edge, right? One thing that I like that Hafley said, which is why I brought up Chop Robinson, was Chop Robinson is earning the right to rush the passer because he's setting the edge and he's focusing on setting the edge. He literally said that. You have to stop the run, set the edge before you even can think about rushing the passer. For sure, you cannot do that. And I love the fact that Jeff Hafley is saying, hey, rushing a passer, that's a luxury. You have to earn that. You know how when they say that, basically, let me say a privilege. A privilege. Rushing a passer is a privilege. You know how they say driving is a privilege? It's not a right. Driving is a privilege. They can take that privilege away from you. He basically said the same thing about rushing a passer. That's a privilege, my brother, because if you cannot set the edge, then you're not going to be in the game on pass rushing downs. So you have to look at that as a privilege because, my brother, if I can't trust you to stop the run, then I'm not putting you in there as basically a pass rush specialist. That's not how I want my team. That's holding people accountable. I love the fact that he has that mindset, right? Couple things. Shout out to Travis Ringfield. I'm not out there, so I had to listen. I went and listened to Travis Ringfield on, certain things. I don't really like all the positive, but being able to point out things that is noteworthy, I go do my homework. He pointed out a fact. When they do the turnover drills, punch the footballs out, he got the footballs attached to a rope. All the footballs are attached to a rope. You know why he attached them to the rope? You know how when the ball fumble and it drop, it flops everywhere.
Yep.
Efficient. You don't have to. He said, my players or the ball, my coaches don't have to waste time chasing footballs. It's on the rope, come right back to where it's supposed to be. Attention to details. He said, that saved me 30 seconds a drill. A rep, and maybe 2 to 3 minutes a drill. All that counts. It adds up. I love that. That's to me, I didn't even think about that. Right? Quarterbacks. I haven't seen this. When quarterbacks, you know how they take turns going through their reps and throwing the football? He has every quarterback has to still go through their drop back and go through their progressions, even though they're not out there. They're not the one throwing the football. Every quarterback, you know what that means? Technically, every quarterback is getting the same amount of reps on these drills. And it's not, alternating. You're still going through your progressions and everything. What is this building? Muscle memory. And you're not standing around. You've always been active. You're always practicing on your technique, even in your dropbacks. To me, Like it's small things like that. I'm like, God, dog, that's attention to detail. Trying to get every single inch and ounce out of practice and use everything as a teacher moment and take no time off. You know how they say no days off? He's taking no time off, maximizing the time that he have. Right. Also, he pointed out a DB competition where they have to do the drop back and then they open up and they have to deflect the ball. Basically, it's a DB knockdown. He does a drill to where he put the football up somewhere and the two DBs that running through the drill, they in competition to see who the first one can get to that football and who get the pass breakup. You know what that is? Competition. Not going through the motions. Remember when I said Vic Fangio with the one that I noticed paid attention to every detail and made sure they ran every rep like it was an actual rep and not a lot of gagging. See, things like that is what I pay attention to. Because even though when we watch our DBs do the back pedal and then the open up, they all go through the motions. Do it, turn around, go behind each other. Do it. This one, they doing with a purpose. Everything, it seemed like, has a purpose to it. Every single thing. Now, Zach Sealer. I don't know if there was a shot at Mike McDaniel. He did an interview, and they was asking him what the difference between the practices now. And he said, attention to detail. When we mess up a rep, he coaches us and tell us to now do it right. Y'all remember I said I wanted to see if he was going to do that kind of stuff and not just let it go. And he said, if you had a bad play on the rep, guess what he does? You had a bad play. This is where you mess up. Now, this is how I want you to fix it. Go fix that. I told you we didn't have that in the training camp last time. None of this. And I'm like, those are the things that I'm going to have to figure out and I'm going to pay attention to. To hear Sealer saying that, and he said, actually, the second part they asked him about, give me some examples of, how you explain Hafley, coaching you tough and holding you accountable. And that's when he was like, okay, he gave a couple examples. And then he was like, yeah, because if you did this wrong, I want you to go do this. Don't take it personal. We're both learn. I mean, we're gonna get better together. Sorry, that's tongue tied. At the end of the day, hold on. Let me see something. Mike Best said, Tony, ignore me though. No, Mike Best, I'm in the middle of a segment, so I can't stop and just read the chat all the time, or it'll be so many pauses. So no, I'm not ignoring you. I have to get through my segment, right? But yeah, so to Zach Sealer, when he said that and said that he was, Hafley paid attention to details and make sure. You remember when Jeff Hafley said he like to do the 3 different installs? So when they take it to the field, it's more of transferring what you learn on the field to, in class to on the field. Zach Sealer pointed that out as well. He said the way that he teaches and shows us on the field, and then when we get, in the film room, and when he get to the field, he does it and show you what I showed you on film. This is how I want you to do it on the field, and makes it easier for us to transition, so we're not figuring out like, oh dang, he said this, but how we want. Basically showing you. Basically, what he said, what it all came down to for everyone I'm saying is he simplifies everything. So there's no reason for them to make a mistake. And instead of overthinking things, guess what they're doing? They're just focusing on their technique, the details, and doing what they have to do because he simplifies everything. I asked a question last show. What do we mean when we say the game slows down for you? The awareness, those are the type of things what we're talking about when you say the game slows down. Because when you're out there and you're trying to remember what you was taught on film, remember what you see in the playbook, and now you're on the field and you're trying to react all those things, okay, I got to do this. This thinking, that what slows you down. That what make you run through late on your route or late to get into a spot on defense. That's what make you run to the wrong spot or you don't get to your zone area in time because you're thinking about where you're supposed to be instead of knowing where you're supposed to be. That is when they say the game slows down because you're not overthinking all the time. And people don't understand how big that is for players and the maturation of these players in the league. It's huge when it comes to that. And last but not least, Hafley, he spoke on this in his press conference when he was asked about how does he dictate who's going to play multiple positions or who isn't. And also, one coach, I think it was either Alan Pooper or Omar Kelly, not coach, I'm sorry, media guy, asked him, why isn't he giving Caden Proctor, which a lot of you people at right tackle, now that Austin Jackson is out, so he could get the rest there. And I was telling everyone, and y'all was trying to kill me. I was like, bro, that's not how you do this. Right? Simplify the game. Focus on this. If you're going to play him at guard, but I don't need you going back and forth. Back and forth. No. Because you have to master one first before you go over there. It's just like I'm telling you a different language. And you don't have these players, overthinking. And because what works over here is a different technique when you get to the right side. The space that you have at tackle is different between when you have at guard. You know what's easier? When you got your position down pat and it's always is already second nature, then you go do something else. It's always easier that way because I already got this down pat. It's like riding a bike. I just get in a boom and I know how to do it. And then you teach me something. Can we see if he can handle this first before we try to say, okay, let's run 1,000 positions? No, I understand the versatility, but you want to know what the key to being versatile? You have to be good at every position. You can't just put a guy out there and say, well, he can play tackle, but is he good at it? The way to get good at it is you have to master your craft. And he literally said, these guys young, the first year in the league, I'm not going to overload them with so many things because that's not fair for them to learn and mature and develop. It isn't. Because you have to understand, it's the human. Why do we not? Don't take the human nature out of it. If you want to preach, listen, it starts upstairs. Your mentality, the smarts, film room. You cannot preach that to me. And then you have these guys doing this, that, this. Bro, you're not giving them a time to learn nothing. That's like literally a contradiction. You can't tell me it starts here and then your mentality messed up. You don't even know how to develop someone. I can't trust you now. I can't. I told y'all that year that we did Learn Me Tunzel like that, he came out and voiced, he top level. He came out and voiced his frustration with that. He was like, I was just getting that position down packed, and now you move me out here. Frustrated. And I don't know if y'all remember he struggled at first when he first moved out there, and then it picked up. That's the prime example of why you don't just do that. Put people in multiple positions like that. That's why I said, even if the tackle go down, Austin Jackson, I'm not trying to move Caden Proctor out there. You need to have a backup for Austin Jackson because let Caden Proctor get down packed. Next season, if you want to move him to tackle, fine, because he has all his game reps. He has all his training, all the game reps, the whole time to develop in that position and understand everything that needs to be done in that position to where he can even help the next guy that's there because you understand that. Now, me, I'm speaking from personal experience. I play multiple positions in football, multiple positions in basketball. right? I played receiver, I played cornerback, and I played safety in football. I actually played quarterback for one season, but that's because everyone was injured, right? Um, that was my sophomore year. And then in basketball, obviously, I played point guard, shooting guard, and small forward. Played all those positions. One thing, Coach Frank Martin was my coach, right? One thing my coach put me, I didn't even pay attention. One thing that he learned, and he understood why he switched me, because during practice, obviously when you play point guard, you're the leader of the team, so you have to know the plays. He noticed I knew what you have to do. I knew what everyone had to do. So I understood when my small forward made a mistake, I will go out there and say, no, I need you. When you come off this, when we ran a motion, when he come run this screen, I need you tighter. I don't need you looping it, because that give the defender that little breathing room to overstep the pick guy. I need you basically hugging the screener, so take away any space for him to get in between, right? And then when you get here, you'll be closer to the elbow, and that give me more space to get right here. So when my power forward cut back door, guess what? It's not clogged. And then I'm like, he's like, okay, this guy know where everyone have to be at. And I'm like, I have to, coach. If I got to know how to make the right play. So if I have to move to small forward, guess what? It doesn't hinder me, because I already mastered my position already. I mastered the point guard. So when I go to small forward, guess what? I already know what he's supposed to do. I already know what he's supposed to do. So when you want me to go there and play small forward, guess what? I can do that. How do you build a great offensive line? Everyone has to know what everyone has to do. That's how y'all get on one accord. That's how I know. I have to know where my center have to, who he has to get, so I know who to get. So learning the other position comes naturally, people. It comes naturally, because he's focused on his position at the whole time, but he's also learning what everyone else is doing. So when you finally move him out there, if he mastered this, it's not a hard transition, because he already learned every position, but he didn't have to worry about learning this one and that one at the same time and being confused. So those are the things that I've seen that Happy was saying, paying attention to detail and being very efficient with everything. Everything that he did was either saving time or more focus on what's best for the players. So that right there, before I transition to, the win now mode, for saying, you got anything to add on that one?
I mean, do you ever leave any meat on the bones? No.
I see you made a couple of freshmen, especially, like you disagree with some of this stuff.
What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. What are you talking about?
Raise your eyebrow.
No, so most of the time, when you're speaking or you're laying out a picture of something, I'm playing it in my head or recalling an instance to where it is, applicable. I'm not making faces at what you're saying. I'm recalling. I'm like, oh, okay, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. So like when you were talking about motions and backdoor cuts, I'm thinking about old school, like early 2000s women's UConn and how they used to backdoor and back cut everybody to death and stuff like that. When you're talking about motions, I'm thinking about, different teams that used to run like motions on it. Like it's just, I'm just
things, okay,
but
okay,
I'm listening to you and I'm correlating it. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, got it. But also like when you're talking about how for Caden Proctor, right? When you're on the offensive line, right? And you understand what your assignment is, understanding your assignment, but also having Aaron Brewer next to you, Patrick Paul next to you. You guys all have to be, and this is one thing that we have to say, you guys got to mentally eventually be on the same page. So, when they're running stunts, who's getting passed off, who are you picking up? You got to know what they're thinking and what their job is so that you can correlate it to what you're supposed to do in every key scenario. Now, if you want to, correlate, you tried to go to basketball, right? You correlated the football with basketball. There's plenty of wonderful stories about the GOAT, about the GOAT, one LeBron James, and he's talking to his players and he's saying, yo, if he do that, you go here. Because he just understands the game and where it's going to be. And then there was one time where he was like, you know what? Run it again. And he kept telling them, run it again, run it again, run it again. And if he do this, now you go there and you go do that. And I'm going to get you the ball. So to your point, that's how I would correlate it. Yes. Even like with what's the name, where they had to tell Jordan, with you're going to get the ball back. We're going to get you the ball back because you are our shooter. But in order for it to set up for you to be in the best team, I need you to do this and be willing to put yourself in this position or to run the offense like this and take it out. We're going to get it back to you. What's the name? You hear so many stories about it, but like, I mean, that's, you know, how, because I know some people right now about to kill me for saying LeBron is the GOAT, but if you've been around long enough, you know, I feel like he's the GOAT. It's something we need to debate about. But I did tie in Michael because.
Can I ask you a question?
Huh?
Is
it about the Dolphins or is it about Mike and LeBron?
Mike and LeBron. This is one question. Because you say you feel
does this to me.
You say you feel like LeBron is the GOAT, right? I'm just yes, right? I think I got one question for you. One question. One question.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
I didn't hear it because it mutes for me. It mutes for me.
And basically, actually, do you smoke crack? That's what he basically said.
Even
you ain't no see,
that's crazy.
You ain't no see lean on me now. You should know what he said right there.
First of all, to even ask me do I smoke crack is crazy. But
go ahead, yo.
Listen, you're entitled to your opinion, haha. But of course, it's based in New Jersey. That story is based in New Jersey. Shout out! I've been to that high school. Well, I didn't go to it, but like I've driven to it and seen it and stuff like that. But do I smoke crack? No, crack has never been a choice or a decision that I would make. I think, and I mean this, like I said, look, people, like you can't argue with people, and it's okay. I don't have.
I like that mindset. You're right. Miller Hendricks said, Kobe over both. Now, Kobe over LeBron, I'm with you. Kobe over Jordan, my brother. I just asked her, you must listen, man. They off the weed, man.
That's better. Don't
smoke no crack, my brother. Do not smoke crack. Listen, Hendricks is all I'm gonna tell you.
It kills your brain cells, son. It kills your brain cells.
Here's the thing, and this is the thing, right? Because we don't need to get like, and I said this is going to become a thing and it's going to become a debate. What is wrong with someone being such a freedom thinker that they can think outside the lines in the box and say, you know what? To me, for what I've seen, for what I experienced, this is the GOAT. I tell people, and I preface this, I will never truly understand Michael's greatness the way y'all understand it because you lived it. You experienced it. You turned on your TV to watch him. Same way I turned on my TV to watch LeBron, and I got to watch him do it for over 20 years. I understand Jordan fans. For y'all, it's going to be that, and that's why I don't get in discussions no more. Because for y'all, it's just a tunnel vision for y'all. It is what it is.
No.
Listen, my father, he thought about disowning me for saying LeBron was the GOAT once. And you know
why you have tunnel vision and we don't? Because we saw both.
Because you experienced all them, and that's fine.
Both of them. So we don't have tunnel vision. Right, we have both. We saw both greatness.
You still have a tunnel vision for what you saw as a child.
No, because Kobe, I have Kobe. I have Kobe.
Look at things from a child, and that in the way your mind is developed as a child. Not saying whatever. It's different than how you look at things when you're an adult.
No, well, because when you get older, it's when you understand. When you get older,
he's your
when
childhood
you understand
hero.
More. No, he's not. I don't.
It's okay.
No,
listen,
no, he's not.
People say stats, and I'm
no,
like,
hold on, wait a minute. No, my sport. Hold on, because you're not going to lie and just say that he was my childhood hero. No,
nobody wants to have this debate. Like I said, I didn't want to have a discussion. I don't have a debate.
No, so why do I think Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron then? Hold on.
People are entitled to their own opinion.
Why do I think Kobe Bryant is better than?
You think Kobe's over both of them?
Yeah, no, I think Kobe. Kobe is more definitely better than LeBron.
Those people to think like y'all.
No, because I think Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron. Most people Majority of the people don't think that. They were like, no, LeBron is clearly number 2. And I'm like, no, that's not true. Kobe Bryant is better than LeBron. Right?
You think so?
I don't want, so what, the one that I don't want LeBron fans to think like us, because I know LeBron fans only see it from one's perspective, because that's the only one y'all experience.
That's not true. There are older people who think that LeBron is the GOAT.
That's why I said LeBron fans. I didn't say people that think LeBron is the GOAT. I said LeBron fans. That's why there's older people that feel like LeBron is the GOAT. Mm-hmm. I could debate with them, because we both saw Jordan and LeBron play the game. You know, it's a saying. Y'all playing Jordans. We watch Jordan play. It's different. So when we watch him play and we watch LeBron play, we were like, okay, Jordan did this, LeBron did this, Kobe did this, Jordan did this, LeBron did this. And we have the full picture of how both of them live in real time, not going back and watch highlights, how they live handle pressure, key moments, teams, success, everything. And then you have, for me, let me not say we, because I can't speak for it. And you look at it from the full picture. You get what I'm saying? So we know what I don't like, when people project what they do on us. You just said Jordan was our child. I wasn't even football. My heroes was football, because that was my favorite sport. I just watched, but I just love watching sport. Jordan was not my childhood hero. No, I just have a debate. I just think Jordan is the GOAT based on the full picture, because I watch all of them play, right? I never debated no one that said, you know, they feel like Kareem or Wilt Chamberlain. I'm like, I never watched them play, so I can't give you an honest assessment on that. So I can't say you're wrong. I never watched them play, so I'm like, I really just can't debate people that's from back in the day that say they feel like Kareem or Will, because you know Oscar Robertson. No one talk about Oscar Robertson, and they was like, he was the first one averaging a triple-double. Some people feel like Oscar Robertson was better than Jordan. I'm like, I never watched him play, so I can't debate that. I can't. But yeah, we could go to another topic, because you know what I'm saying. You know, y'all LeBron and
y'all can't help yourselves. That's like, yo, listen, you can't, y'all Jordan fans really cannot help themselves. Y'all defend that man on, well, his GOAT status. I'm not gonna say his honor.
I mean, that's what you do with LeBron.
Y'all, did I
what you doing?
I didn't defend it. I said I didn't want to have a discussion or a debate. I didn't rebut nothing about it. I didn't say nothing about LeBron. And
Tony, you said we got tunnel vision, and he was our childhood hero.
Yeah, a lot of y'all childhood heroes. A lot
defending LeBron.
A lot of y'all get y'all kids all that expensive merch. Not even really that expensive, but it's up there for shoes. But I mean, I'm pretty sure you've worn a more expensive pair of shoes than, you know, Jordans in your life. But I mean, at the end of the day, listen.
LeBron's are more expensive.
Jordan was great.
You can't say that.
I can say that. Jordan was great. He was great. He's just.
I ain't gonna lie, Nene. Yeah, Dwayne Wade over LeBron for fact. I was just speaking to Nene about Dwayne Wade over LeBron. Fact.
Oh, and here's the craziest thing. Like when they played at the same time, I was more of a Dwayne Wade fan, and this is on record that I was a LeBron. But I can understand that LeBron was a better player than Dwayne Wade. But I like Dwayne more, respectfully. And then Dwayne's knees went out, and I was like, I love LeBron, because it was right there for me. So yeah. Did I follow LeBron to LA and become a Lakers fan? No. Did I follow him back to Cleveland and become a Cavs fan? No. If the Cavs and Miami were playing at the same time, I was watching Miami. But I can still say LeBron is the GOAT, because I already knew what LeBron was going to do. He was going to get the win. I had to sometimes, worry about what the Heat was going to do before anyone said you didn't, try to flip that on me and say, well, when LeBron was,
you knew what LeBron was going to do?
Yeah.
LeBron lost 2 finals with what you talking about? You gonna get the win, man? What are you talking?
They built a mega team to stop him. No, we're not doing this. Because no matter where I go,
the Spurs was a mega team. Are you crazy?
They formed a mega team to stop my man.
Mega team. We had the mega team. You know what? let's go to the next topic. You're not going to get me into this. Go to the next topic. This girl
right,
just said,
"Stop you! You don't. It's y'all can't help yourselves.
but
Cannot help themselves."
This is about LeBron James and Dwayne Wade. Why you brought up Jordan name?
Are you talking about LeBron and D Wade?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know what you're talking about. My bad.
And we can't help ourselves.
Well, you know, Dwayne's knees hampered him injuries. It is what it is, you know. But Dwayne in his prime, give me that any year again. Give me that any year again.
Dwayne Wade fan for sure. I couldn't stand. Listen,
Dwayne Wade jersey in there.
I could not stand the Heat when LeBron was here. Couldn't stand.
I can stand on this. And for anyone who says I was not more of a Dwayne Wade fan than LeBron, I own a Dwayne Wade jersey. It's right in here. I can pull it out. I have never in my life owned a LeBron jersey.
Yeah, my daughter, her granddaddy, when she was younger, he bought her a LeBron James jersey. When he opened that present, I say, my brother, take that to the store and you could bring a Dwayne Wade jersey. But she ain't wearing that. He was so mad. He worked at the arena. He was so mad. And I say, nah, she's not went. Go get her. He left to the store, bought her back a Dwayne Wade. No, sir. I say she would never. Go give me a Dwayne Wade. Not gonna happen. I was a Dwayne Wade fan. Couldn't stand it. But next topic. You ready to go to the next topic? Win mode. Win now mode. You want to start that one off? Look at Lou. Look at Lou. Now, Lou, I can't say nothing about that part, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he didn't play like Fruity Pebbles. I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. You want to start off with the win now more? Or you want me to start?
Go ahead. You go ahead. You and your I want to hear why this is a topic. Go ahead.
Well, I'm glad you brought this up. For this one, let's go ahead and switch to because I thought you weren't gonna be here in time, but my dog got here early, so let's switch to the film room. This is a quick video of Devon Achane. Now I heard Zach Sealer talking about this too, and I heard Jeff Hafley speak on this, but I just want to put out the Devon Achane because I like the way he said it. I just like the way he said. So this is probably like what, a minute or something? No, it's less than 2 minutes. So, but here we go. Listen to what Devon Achane said about the Dolphins in this season.
Some teams want to win the division. They want to compete. Boom, boom, boom. What's the goal? What's the objective? If you can say.
Now, most definitely like everybody keeps saying about this rebuild. Yeah, hey, bro, I ain't got time for that. Like, I ain't got time for it. I feel like I ain't got time for it. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't with it. I'm not trying to hear no. We rebuilding for 2 years and no, I ain't trying to do it. And most definitely, most definitely, I want to win the division. Like, we gotta win the playoff game, but I ain't even gonna say we gotta be trying to win the championship. But we just have to get those things first, bro. Like, we haven't did none of those things since I've been here. We was close, but it ain't happened. So when we gonna start to win the division and win the playoff game, just see where we go from there, bro. But
I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, wait.
Some teams want to win the division. They want to compete. Boom, boom, boom. What's the goal? What's the objective? If you can say.
Now, most definitely like everybody keeps saying about this rebuild. Yeah, hey, bro, I ain't got time for that. Like,
stop. I just stop right there. But don't off the rip, man. Listen, y'all. You can go back. Let's get back over here. Listen, I'm sorry. When I heard that, it just reminds me now of what I've been telling people. I'm like, for everyone that's coming in here thinking that these people going to take a year off just because us as fans believe this and because they fired Mike McDaniel, fired Chris Greer, these people are coming in to win. Now, are they going to win? They have to do it on the field. But to think that they're going to come in with this tanking mindset and mentality, it's crazy. Which is why even though I disagreed and I wouldn't have made the move, I understood why they went and got and took a flyer on Malik Willis. You understand? And listen, you're not going to convince Achane to stay on this team if you don't have the mindset of winning. I would like to point out all last season and the year before, I would tell everyone, even in them games that you remember when we were getting blowed out, that Buffalo game, we were getting blowed out. They asked A-Chan, why didn't you come out? Why would you sit in the game? He said, because I just couldn't accept the fact that they was better than us and we was losing. I wasn't going to quit. And the one person that I said, no matter how many times we get blowed out, no matter how many times we play those big name teams, you could count on one person to show up every time. That is A-Chan. Literally right there, he's letting you know, I don't got time for no 2-3 year rebuild. So clearly, Sully Halfley did not tell him, hey, yo, we plan on building a team around you. It's going to give us two years. No. We're coming in here. We're going to clean up some stuff. We're trying to win now. And let the chips fall where they may be. But we're not coming in here to say, oh, we're going to improve this team and improve our draft stock so we can get the highest pick and bring in those players. No, that's not the mentality that they was having. And I don't understand why would people feel that same way even when Tyreek Hill went down, a lot of these same fans were still hoping and expecting that we was going to still make the playoffs and still win last year. And it's crazy to me how people look at it and say, hey, this team this year, they don't have no talent. Okay. Take away Jalen Waddle. I'll give y'all that. How much more talent do we have on this team than we had last year? Now, you could give me, if I was giving players, I would say Darren Waller. Only played a couple games. Played a couple games. I would give you Bradley Chubb. How good of a season did he have last year? What did he do for us last year? Jalen Phillips. We traded him.
No.
We traded him.
A pick. That's what he gave us. Go ahead.
I'm trying to, because when they bring out Minka Fitzpatrick, what did he do for us last year? All these players that we say, oh, we don't have, show me the impact that these players was having for us to say, oh my God, we don't have no one on this team. This team is going to win less than 3 games. Now, you want to know what's funny? The people that had the same energy when we was telling y'all how trash that secondary was when we had the Jalen Ramsey and what was the other cornerback that we had got? Fuller. You remember Fuller? Kendall Fuller? When we had them, that secondary was trash. They were getting torched. Looked like the secondary was better with Jack Jones and Caleb Douglas. I mean, not Caleb Douglas, Russell Douglas. But we were saying, y'all are getting enamored by the names, not the production that they was giving us. But now we can't keep that same energy. Now, the people that was just blind fans, cool. Y'all can stay on that side and get proven wrong again. But the people that was like me, that was saying, they didn't do nothing in a Dolphin uniform. What did Tyreek do for us last year? I'm waiting. Waddle gave you 900 yards and 6 touchdowns last year. The year before that, well, I just spoke on that. When we were talking about, last year the secondary was supposed to be trash, or this year, last year we could say last year. The secondary was supposed to be complete trash. And the year before that, when we brought in Jalen Ramsey, we thought we were going to have an amazing secondary. That secondary was getting torched left and right. So I don't get enamored by names. That's not me. Now, A-Chan said that. Zach Sealer said the same thing. When they asked him about the wins loss, he was like, that's just numbers that Vegas is throwing out there. That's only numbers. We still have to go out there and play football games. If football was won, or our record was based on what Vegas thought every year, the Patriots wouldn't have won the many games that they won last year. As a matter of fact, we wouldn't have won as many games as we won last year. Because they didn't have us winning 7 games. The difference is a lot of people some of them are mad because Tua's gone. Cool. Side note, you can go right after this. All y'all that fooled by that stupid play that Tua threw to Tyreek Hill by saying Malik Willis to Chris Bell. How foolish can y'all get? Like, what? First of all, Tua's left-handed. How do you get fooled by that? And everyone that was in there killing, everyone saying, oh, Tua, and we're going to miss Tua. This is why I say leave that man out of here. Leave him out of here. I'm not going to disrespect Tua. I'm not going to say what he did, but I am going to let Joe Rhodes talk to y'all about him because I'm sick of y'all still bringing this man up. This is what I think about Tua.
We paid that bum $200 million for 1 year of good play.
Anytime y'all bring his name up, I'm going to play that clip. I don't want to hear about the man no more. That's it. I don't care. All this trolling, leave that alone. He's not on the team no more. Let him succeed over there in Atlanta. But, I mean, I get it. Maybe I want clickbaits. And I'm like, bro, we still doing this? We still bringing up this man and comparing him? Can we move past that? But I'm not going to. Y'all do that. I'm going to play that clip. I see Lou laughing. I'm going to play that clip. Every time someone bring up that man's name, that's the only thing I got to say about that man. That's all I got to say. He hurt my team, and I don't really care no more. But hey, so they asked Zach Sealer. Zach Sealer said he wasn't trying to hear that. They asked Jeff Hafley. Jeff Hafley was talking about, we're here to compete and win this season. Not next season, not the season after that. Why are we investing in the Malik Willis and only giving him 2 years guaranteed if we don't plan on competing this year? So, yes, I've loved the mindset of them being in win now mode and not just, you know what, we got rid of everything. It's a big turnaround. We're going to lose. We're going to turn. No, don't believe that. I love the fact that everyone that comes out that said they're trying to win this year and not listening to all the people on the outside talking about we're tanking. Go ahead, Pasani.
Oh, sorry. I've been trying to keep it together. What is he supposed to say? Exactly, like being one of the leaders. And they asked Adrian, what is he supposed to say?
He didn't have to mention the tank.
Oh, the tank. He didn't. You're right. You know what? He didn't necessarily have to mention the tank. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Got ahead of it. Right. Sometimes you get ahead of it. Like, listen, guys, even though we losing, we out here competing, but we losing. We're not tanking. And to my point, like this, like, I think, you didn't say because you haven't said 11 wins, but I said it. I don't think that they're going to tank. I just don't think they're going to be good enough. So, like, it is what it is. All I can say is that, like, I can't fault the man, because if you are going to be a leader and you are trying to establish the mindset that you are going to into this season, it better not be a defeatist attitude. It better not be with the mentality of, oh, we're trying to tank or we're trying to rebuild, right? Those should not be words that are coming out your mouth. You should be preaching winning because you want to establish a winning culture. That's what Hafley's all about. It's about competing, winning, playing hard, right? Those are some of the things that he has always tried to hit on in all his press conferences. No, there's nothing in Hafley that says we are going to tank, that we are going to throw games, that we are going to do lay down. No, all the things with even how he's getting these guys to practice and stuff does not say that we are trying to rebuild, because that's not the mentality or the thing that you're trying to sow into this team, into these young men, into the foundation of what you're going to be about. Because rebuilding means like you're building on a foundation. No, this is his new foundation. And what we're building this on is a winning attitude. So to Devon's and Zach's and all of them that are going to say it this offseason, I am not going to beat any of you up, because if I say I want the culture to change and I say I want the mentality to be that you're locked in and that you want to establish winning ways, cool. I get it. You have to be on the same page, and that has to be the message, no matter what. Because guess what? To your point about HN, even when we were losing, it was, I'm not quitting. That's losing. When you quit, that's another type of losing. But to say, okay, we're down, but I'm not out of this because I believe in what we have. You want players like this because guess what? Whether it's under 4 or somewhere near 11, right? These guys are going to have to keep it together up here. And sometimes old habits die hard. I do like the fact that the gospel of Hafley is being preached by all the players at the right time on every media cycle. This is on par of what I would expect for any of them to say, not just HN, all of them. Listen, I think the 53rd man, I think the practice squad guy, if he ever got interviewed, would say something, and they wouldn't be as eloquent and as passionate as HN, but you would get the gist of the story. You would get the narrative. And I like that because they're bought in. And I want the team to be bought in. With all that being said, it's still an under for me. Like, it's still an under for me. The same people who said, oh, yeah, we only dipped our toe in last year and we're going, like, come on. Like,
they're not on the team no more.
Hold up. Can I? See?
They not. You said the same. They not on the team.
Yeah, the same people, because that was their message pretty much across the board. It wasn't verbatim. Like, they were all basically saying it was going to be different last year. That was their message. It was going to be different. Yes. Across the board, if you do you're such a literal person, and that's cool. But the message was, what happened the year before last was not what was going to happen. Cool, what's the name? Oh, we're locked in, things are going to change, blah, 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 whatever. It didn't. Now, to the mindset of these players, of these guys, it's young, it's new. It is what it is. Believe that you're going to win. It's OTAs. I'm pretty sure that there's some Browns players that think they're going to, that this is going to be the year they're going to win. There were Patriots players, to your point last year, that were saying we're going to win, and they did. There were Lions players that said we're going to win, and they did it, right? At the end of the day, to your point, it has to get played out. But don't look at me crazy when I say, for me, and what I think is going to play out and happen, they're going to play hard. Both teams, they're going to play hard. They're going to compete. They're not going to lay down and tank. That's a tank when, you really just, tanking was, what was the NBA team that, you could just see that they were blatantly trying to lose? That's tanking. I don't think any of these guys want to go into the season and not play and not compete, because you have a coach that is not going to accept that. And as long as you have a coach that's not going to accept that, then you have to show up and do your job. So since Hafley isn't going to allow something like that to happen, yeah, preach the gospel. It's cool. It'll be fun to see how it play out. Every Dolphin fan would love for us to win 11. Everyone. But it could happen. It could happen. The odds, to your point, no one had the Patriots going to the Super Bowl. Even ATN said, we're not saying Super Bowl, we're saying playoff win. Yeah, these are things that you hear. Get to the playoffs. Try to win your division. Win a playoff game. Advance. We hear this stuff come out of every single training, out of every single organization. Ain't nobody coming out saying, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Even Arizona has not come out and said, oh, yeah, we're tanking. And they're not favored in a single game. But in their mindset, they're talking about, well, Jacoby needs to show up if they're going to want to compete. Because he's not showing up because he's holding out for money. We ain't got those issues. But to sit here and act like he done said something that's so revolutionary, Nah, I'm sorry. It is what it is. It's the same jargon that you hear for the most part. Now, does it seem a little bit more believable? Sure. But the results are going to be the results, and the team is what the team is. And like I said, we don't know what this offense looks like. So ain't nobody going to sell me. We don't know what this team looks like. So ain't nobody going to sell me on that till I see it. It's cool.
Okay.
You wanna address that? I mean, it's been up for a minute. I don't know if you wanted to address it.
No, well, this was the so she said, and they just paid him. She has a point there.
I didn't say he got paid. I don't think I said he paid.
No, she said, and they just paid him. Add on to your point. So she has a point there, basically saying because what is he supposed to say? And she was like, and they just paid him, so he's supposed to come out and say, that we're gonna win. Pablo said, especially when he just got paid, he out of everyone has to toe the company line. I guess he means toe the company line and be positive despite being delusional. Let me see those are right there. Is what I rebuttal, which I was going to rebuttal with insanity, but y'all just lean more into how on the rebuttal. Didn't he just get paid here? Right? Then he just got a contract, right? Why would you take a contract in a team that you don't believe could win? Why would he take that contract? Why wouldn't he act out like Waddle? If he didn't believe that this team could win.
No one says that he doesn't believe it. He can believe it.
What? No. Hold on. No. Because y'all said, what is he supposed to say? He was in a position.
Yeah, what is he supposed to
say?
Hold on. What is any NFL player supposed to say, Tony?
Can I finish? Can I finish? That's all I'm asking.
Go ahead. Please tell me the time when
he was in a position to where he
preseason has said that their team is going to suck and lose. Go ahead.
I understand that. I understand that, but see, you're not. Jesus Christ. But you're not understanding what I'm telling you. The difference is those players, right, didn't have to. Obviously, if you're on a team, you're supposed to say that. We're talking about a player that had the opportunity to get up out of here. So you didn't have to stay. You don't have to be in there saying, "Oh no, we're going to win." Of course, you want all your players are supposed to say that. But with someone like that was on his last year of his contract, with the opportunity to get up out of here, and a new regime takes an extension when he doesn't have to, that's a little different than someone just coming out in preseason and say, "Yeah, we're gonna win all our games." That's what I'm saying. Because he didn't have to be here. If you don't believe you could win here, guess what you do? You get up out of here. Hey, let me up out of here. You get what I'm saying? He even. Go ahead. You was gonna.
No. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm saying. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Like he could. Hey, let me up out of here, man. It ain't no winning over here. So I'm not saying that he's supposed. Obviously, clearly, common sense to tell you anyone that's on a team, right, are supposed to say that. Which is why I said I'm playing A-Chan's part. Because A-Chan saying that is different between Zach Sealer and let's just say any other person that's on this team saying that, because y'all ain't got no opportunity to get up out of here. I expect all y'all to say that. See, but A-Chan's actions prove that he believes that they could win. He's not just saying that because I'm supposed to say that that's a PR stunt. Because he wasn't locked in on a PR stunt because he had the opportunity to get up out of here. The same way Waddle got up out of here. So if you don't believe that you could win, then you leave. You get up out of him. Like, nah, bro, I don't believe they could win. So that's the only reason why I said what A-Chan said. It's deeper than just saying, hey, what are they supposed to say? They literally just pointed out the reason why I'm saying the reason that I played his part out is because he chose to stay and not leave. That's different than already being, bro, I got 3 more years here. What you want me to say? That's way different than somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like if they saying Shador got to get his stuff together. Of course Shador got to get his stuff together. We got you for 4 years, my brother. You ain't got no choice in what you're going to do. Yes. Of course, everyone that's locked in on the team has to say that. Not a guy like that, though. A guy like that if now, bro, I don't see this team going nowhere. Go ahead, get me up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sign no extension, because I don't believe in the vision of what his team going at. Achane didn't do that. That's the only difference. See, I'm not saying he's just because he said that means we're going to win 11 games. Not saying that. What I'm saying is,
you said that?
No, I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
I said what I'm saying is, Achane clearly believed that he could win here because he took the contract to stay here.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So he's not saying that to say that to go through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
Because he took
you know what Achane also believes? You know what
Achane
also believes? That offense about to run through him because they already put it out there. There's a lot of other reasons for Achane wanting to be here other than believing that this team is going to win. Even though that would be the most important reason for him to do. I felt like all my little anecdotes were of either saying, hey, I'm listening to you, I'm hearing you, okay, cool. What is crazy? I think it's beneficial to him. Now listen, my thing is like this. Yes, Achane living in the city of Miami, as beautiful as it is, he's from what we hear, he not really outside with it. He said he's not outside. He's not outside. It's still a beautiful place. I was
gonna finish, but
it's still the part that they show you. It's a beautiful place to live.
Did you hear that interview? What he had?
Can we talk about the clip? If you want to play the whole interview, we can play the whole interview.
I'm saying, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Because what you're saying, that you can't contradict what he said. You do know he said he was getting bored because he couldn't play. Achane just want to play football. Right. So the beautiful city of Miami, he literally was saying, "Bro, I wanted to get done because I got bored not being able to play football."
I have a question. Me saying that the city of Miami is still beautiful, right? Is that true or false? Did I not say Did I not say he wasn't outside?
That's an opinion, baby. So I can't say if it's true or false. That's opinion.
If that's how you want to play it.
Some people don't think it's beautiful. Some people hate it.
That's how you want to play it. But I also prefaced it by saying he's not outside. Did I not say that?
Yeah, but so that means that's not a reason for him to stay then.
The man might like to fish. He might be on the clear waters. I don't know what this man is into. I guess the clear waters ain't pretty for him out there. The fishing. Y'all got great fishing out there. Like, come on, my guy. Like, there's other things to do outside than being up in a strip club or in somebody's corner. Like, we ain't got to get into it. He ain't got to be outside to be outside.
But I didn't focus on him being outside.
I paint the picture for you.
I didn't say
to my point.
I didn't say he was outside, Insanity. I said he didn't care. He wanted to play football.
He wants to play football, but listen, I love.
I ain't saying nothing about him not wanting to be out of football.
He's a football guy. But if you think that man don't indulge in other activities outside of football, then okay, I'm not going to convince you because what he tells us is he's all about football. That's all he wants to do. That's all he wants to do.
I mean, his teammates say the same. His teammates say the same thing too.
And what he getting now is hitting the bank account.
I'm just saying, his teammates say the same thing.
Listen, he a simple country boy. It's fine, cool. If that's what he wants to be, then that's what he wants to be.
We never spotted Achane at none of them players' parties that we popped up at.
Listen, I didn't, and that's why I said he ain't outside. There's other things to do outside than be outside the way y'all be outside. Respectfully, I like going on nature walks. It's still outside. I literally just hiked the trail. That's outside. But was I out at the bar that just got shot up? No, I was not. But guess what? It is what it is. I'm in a gated community. I like to, no offense, sit out there by the fire pit. Beautiful view. It's outside. I'm not out on the beach where it's a whole fire pit with everybody outside partying. There's different things. He wants a more peaceful life. That's cool. You can do peaceful things in Miami. You don't have to indulge in all the other things that it's, I don't want to say synonymous because there's more to it than that. It's just what they correlate with you guys to and stuff like that. But there's so much more to that city than the things that they associate with y'all. That's just what gets put on the forefront. But no, like there's other things and other amenities that place provides for you. If he wants to go on a vacation to one of the islands, the airports are right there. He ain't got to take a longer trip. It's wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. He's a private person. It is what it is. But back to the point at hand.
You the one brought that the reason up for him to be here.
You the one who wanted to expound on it.
I'm just saying that's not a reason. I'm just saying that I'm like, bro.
And then I explained to you how your city is beautiful outside.
But that's not a reason for him to stay.
Did I say that was a reason for him to stay?
That was one of your reasons.
I
said that's more than one reason for A10 to want to stay. That's literally what you said.
A perk and a reason are two different things. I just said it's
Okay,
beautiful out there.
Okay.
It's a beautiful. It's all right. It's
now
cool.
we're going to backtrack. All right.
Listen, fact check. Y'all. I didn't say there's a reason.
I said back check.
It's a beautiful city.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I got friends who want to go down to Miami right now, and I'm like, man, live down there. I'm good. Y'all have fun with that. I'm good. I know you gonna do this. You gonna do that. Pop, 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 boom. If you need some help in a tourist guide, I don't know nobody for you because I ain't putting nobody in that role. But if you want to go that person some money to be a tourist guide or to give you some spots, then hey, one hand washes the other. It is what it is. You want to be local? You got to get to somebody local. It is what it is. I'm just chilling, right? It's one of the amazing tourist destinations that people love to go to. Can I say that?
I mean, if you're going to say that's the reason for him to...
I didn't say it was a reason. See, you're making it a reason. Because
but that's what we're talking about. We're talking about 8, 10.
I just said it's a place to live.
Okay.
It's not a perk. It's a perk. It's not a reason. It's not a reason. It's a perk. It's a perk. But aren't you the same one? Because see, this is what I really love about you and your research. Because your research it's not surface level. You really, like, when you research, you hit it. Like, you hit the point, right? So right now, as HN is giving, this a fair shot and believing that, you know what? I want to be a Miami Dolphin. I want to be here. He loves it. We love him. Remember when we thought it was a team-friendly deal and we found out it really wasn't? And we thought, oh, yeah. Hold up. We was like, oh, yeah. And then we was like, okay, we see the numbers now. It ain't as team-friendly as we thought. Boom. It is what it is. The man wanted his money. Now, I have a question. The same man who wasn't taking free team-friendly deals got his money. I'm just going to say, if this team doesn't live up to the belief, that's not the building, the belief that he has and the vision that he has, what happens if the Miami Dolphins trade him? What happens with the money?
When?
Not this year, but the years after.
2 years from now.
2 years from now. So
yeah.
Okay.
The same amount of time that they gave Malik Willis, you remember?
Right. So as much belief as he has in this team, he could be out of here in 2 years' time. That's not a long-term commitment. Not to me. You know what?
That's where different. He don't control that.
Right,
the team control that.
Right.
The difference is this year he controlled that.
Right.
He didn't have to sign that. That's the difference.
But listen, 2 years. No offense, Tone. No offense. That's not a long-term commitment. That's a trial basis. I'm a see what I'm gonna give it time to get to where I believe it's gonna get to, and we'll see. When that's the way I see it.
But you're speaking from the team standpoint, not A10 standpoint.
Listen,
the team set up the contract.
It's a lot different than a 2-year relationship.
Hold on for saying no. Hold on. Yes, because you're speaking. The team have the option to do that. See, he took away his power by signing an extension. So no, that say so leaves. So he have to believe in what they got going on for him to sign that, because he can't just get up out of here no more. Like he had this year, be like, no, I'm playing this year, I'm out of here. He signed a 4-year extension. The team could decide if he's not doing what he got to do, that they can move off of him. And after 2 seasons, they don't have to worry about the cap hit. Yeah.
Okay, and if HN says I want to be traded and I'm not going to play for you,
he don't get paid. So now they control that. He don't get. No player is going to do that. See, the players do that on the last year. They see that on their last year of their contract, because they're not in that position. But this year, he signed the extension. So now he took himself out of that position. So to sign that contract the way he did it means he believes in what's going on.
And you know what? You know what's crazy? A lot of players sign extensions. You have to
not.
Go ahead, Tom.
Not for teams that they don't believe in. Let's be real.
Please stop. Please stop. Stop. Oh my God.
You know what? You know what it is? I know what it is. At the beginning of the season, you're on the side. You're on the side that get the best quarterback. You already started off with. I'm on to 2027. So you cannot be objective right now.
How can I not be objective?
Because you already had your mind made up that you were on to 2027. See, at least I could be objective and be like, hold on.
When has the last time you
remember? Hold on, wait. Hold on. Remember what I prefaced this before I say, what all them other people saying? I don't care about that because that means nothing. Because I know they're supposed to say that. But the reason why I particularly chose HN is because he had control over what he wanted to do or whether he was going to believe in his team. And he said, I see the vision. I had a conversation. Yes, HN was a hot commodity.
It all sound good, Tone.
But HN was a hot commodity. It don't matter because he had options. It don't matter, but he had options. See, if he didn't have options, that would be cool. If he didn't have options, then you could say, well, it sounds good, but he got that money. He could have got money anywhere. That he got that money.
Was HN underneath contract for this year?
Yeah, that was his last year. That's what I said. He was on his last year.
It was his last year.
Yeah, that's what literally I said. So he was no, I'm gone, bro. Y'all ain't gonna pay.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's last year. I once had an agent. I'm now a free agent. Do you think that agents make it the business or make good business decisions for their clients?
Of course, they have to.
Yeah, they have to. They have to, right?
Yeah.
Do you think HN going into this season, right, knowing that the team's plan is for him to be the focal point of this offense, it would be smart business for HN's agent, to let HN be utilized like that? More risk potentially to being injured, potentially. Not saying it's going to happen, but dealing with the fact that he has had some in some seasons to go in without something on paper.
No, but he could have demanded a trade.
And listen, and the Dolphins could have been like, we have a point, we have a threshold.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, what I'm talking about, you talk about the agents. I'm saying, yes, but he could have
demanded a trade. But if you don't, man, to your point, right? Who does the power lie in? Like, because technically, HN has the power, but if he goes out there and plays.
But that's to the point.
We're getting into a lot of hypotheticals.
That's to the point of him believing in the team, and believing that he could win here.
He believed that the team was going to give him the rock. Yeah.
But so you saying any other team that was going to get him is not going to give him the rock? You saying he don't? You saying where he
goes?
You saying that HN don't want to win? Wait, hold on. Are you saying HN don't want to win? Is this what you're accusing HN now? Because this is what it sounds like you're saying. He's only staying here because of the money.
I said he believes. Everybody believes.
Oh, now you say he believes.
Can I tell you
something? You said it was all about the money first.
You wonder how strong belief is? Strong belief is like this, right? Boom, right? New situation, right? Bang. Listen, kids, if you around, turn it off. I can believe that you're going to be a good man to me. You saying all the right things. You look presentable and all that type of stuff. Once we get in a relationship, we're going to find out. He could believe that this team going to turn it around. He could believe in what Happy and them is saying to him. We going to see on the field. And we listen. Players, what's the rule? What's the rule? You don't play. Most players don't. And think about it. Even Christian, right? Christian Wilkins, right? Think was betting on himself, went out there, got his money, cool. We ain't heard from that man since. We ain't heard from him.
Because he didn't believe. You just said, hold on, my brother.
If he would have believed in the Dolphins, he would have still been. That's crazy, Toad. Oh man, I don't think he caught that last part. That's kind of crazy, but I'm gonna ask y'all: Do you think ATM believes that this team is going to win, or do you feel like he's just preaching the gospel? Or could it be both? Could it be both? Because two things can always be true. Two things can always be true. Always remember that. But
all right, I'm back. I had to let my brother.
That was fast, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, he left it there on key.
Have time to recruit a couple minions, but I guess not.
I mean,
okay.
Why you recruiting? You should let. You know what? I'm gonna say that for you. You know what I'm saying?
You said they loyal, right?
I never did. I never did any recruiting. I just want you to know that. I just want to point that out. You know what I'm saying? I never did any recruiting. I just let you know.
You're not out here Mario Cristobal in it. It's okay.
I let my takes speak for themselves. That's all I do.
If that's how you, that to me, that could be a recruitment pitch. It could be.
So what? Should I not be good at what I'm doing? Is what you said? Good at what I'm doing. Should I not be like? Should I not try my best?
Your best. I think you're astounding. Like I think good is like underselling yourself.
I'm just saying.
Good.
I don't.
I think, I think they have their home. I think they have their phone. But I think the way you see it,
I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna let you off.
You see it from the eyes of a super Dolphin fan. You really want to believe that this man.
I've never seen anything at the eyes of a super Dolphin fan. Never. If I was seeing it, if I saw that in the eyes of a super Dolphin fan, I would have said the same thing about Zach Sealer. I would have said the same thing about Jeff Hapley. I would have said the same thing about every player that came out and said that. But see, that's why I preferenced before I played that video. Say, I heard all of them saying that, but I don't want to. I'm not playing what they said. I'm just gonna play what A-Chan said because
everybody will be here till they not.
Because A-Chan said something. No, that's not true. Shout out to what we just heard Sean Smith talk about it. How you know what I'm saying? How Jeff Ireland messed it up to where players didn't want to be here. Couldn't keep people here. And it says to a different you're not just want to be here just because it's Miami. Now it being Miami does it help? Does it help out? Yes, of course. If people like that. But if you have terrible GMs, terrible owners, terrible coaches, players are going to want out.
Right, so everybody want to be here, so they don't want to be here.
Yeah, but that's but you just saying that because you trying to downplay the fact that A-Chan want to be here. Don't try to play slick. You're trying to downplay. Oh, everybody want to.
He wants to be here now. He believes.
But he obviously he does. But you made it seem like he wanted to be here for the money. All you were talking about is the money. He got paid, and I'm like,
when you go back and you watch this, because you do film on the shows, please tell me when I mentioned his money. It never came out my mouth or anything like that until you pulled it up in the comment sections. Nothing I said, run it back, had to do with his money. Never said his money. Never said his money.
You did say you did.
I never said that. I never said that.
Hold on.
You never said it was the money.
You just said after I pulled it up, you were talking about the money.
No.
You said until I pulled it up.
You said that's the reason why I said he wanted to be here. No, I never said he wanted to be here for the money. Never said that. Said that.
No. Hold on. Yes, you did. You were saying you.
Run it back.
So you didn't ask me about the agent and taking a good deal.
I said, would it be smart?
Right, to have him play.
They didn't.
And I said he could have demanded a trade.
We thought it was a team-friendly deal until we realized it wasn't.
So you did say something about the money.
Hold up, and I said we thought he really wanted to be here because he took a team-friendly deal, but then we realized he didn't.
But he did take a team-friendly deal. So He didn't take a Team Philly deal. So what are we saying? At the end of the day, if they trade him, he could get out of it. Now it's not as friendly as we thought it was. Well,
monetarily, Tony, we talking about monetarily.
Yes, which is what I'm saying.
But that's when I then put in, oh, what happens if we trade him and stuff? Like, boom, I got all these points. Go back and watch the film.
I know that, but that was about the money. That was about the money. What happened if we trade the team? The team is not on the team is not on the hook. Hold on, the team is not on the hook for the money. You were just saying if we trade them, I'm like, yeah, after 2027, yeah, they're not on the hook for any money, zero, right? After 27, that is cool. And you was asking me about the agent not allowing his player to play without getting paid and take all those reps and everything. Now, you did start your argument about, well, you didn't start it off, but you did add in, well, another reason why he wanted to be here is because he knew that the Dolphins offense was going to run through him.
That was
that.
That was my point of why he would want to be here. That was my main point.
Yeah, that was a rebuttal.
I'm just out here. I'm trying to be for the people.
That was a rebuttal. If they
want me to speak on that, I'm gonna speak on that. I'll speak on it. I'll speak on it from that perspective.
I was just pointing to what you said. You never said. I'm like, oh, well, yes, you did.
I never said that was my reason. Let me preface that.
Right, but you were talking about. But you hold on. That's why I
I never said that was the reason why he wanted to be here, though.
That's why I said, and I
never said that's why he wanted.
And that's why I asked you: are you saying that he's here for the money? Because what it sounds like is you trying to say he's here for the money. That's what I asked you.
And I didn't say that. Nah.
You tried to backpedal off it, but
all
your reasoning that you were trying to get around. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. We're talking about his agent. What you mean his agent ain't gonna let him play?
Because when you go into that realm and we start talking about it, like let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. But I'm like, yeah, and that's why I said he believes he wants to be here right now. My whole preface about this. And if you haven't picked up on it, is that, and that's why I said this is a trial for him. Did you not remember when I said that? Because to me, personally, wholeheartedly, I believe that what he's hoping for the best outcome out of the situation. But if it ain't, that's why I said, let's see what happens. Because if it don't, that's why I said, if it don't pan out or live up to the belief that he has it to be, I said, we'll see if he still wants to be here. My whole thing is right now, I think he's just giving it a shot. And the fact that they were willing to run his offense through him, why not? But he wasn't going to do that without getting.
Why would he give it a shot though? That's my see. That was my point right there. I said you use the team
because this team was.
You lose the team setting up to say if Achan. No. Achan was in a prime position to get up out of here. So he didn't have to. So the only reason he would quote unquote.
I think Hafley is showing that remember when people was like, oh, we're not going to get a first for what's the name for and then we were like shocked that we even got a first for Waddle and like what's the name for all we know, and we don't know how everything behind. We don't know how everything behind doors happen and stuff like that. But I was so you can stop trying to skate around what I'm actually saying and try to formulate.
No, I'm saying exactly what you exactly said.
You're formulating it to the way you want it to sound and present
it back to me. You did that. You're not gonna blame what you're doing on me. You did that.
I'm not blaming nothing.
Yes, you did. You used the team. Helping her out and saying that was Achan's trial room. I'm like, no, Achan took all the
Did I not say that he believes right now that he wants to be here?
Yes, I know that.
Because I said right now, but I said I don't think he's as what's the name? Like I said, it's still a trial. Like we got him, no offense, on what's the name. So he can believe all he wants at this team is in win now mode. Not that he wants to be here, that we're trying to win now. There we go. Because it wasn't even about him wanting to be
trial,
here.
when you say the trial from
who? That's your point that he wants to be here. My thing is about the win now. See, this is why when you start talking, let me get back to what the original point was. Let me get back to my original point. He believes that right now we're in win now mode. And I said, once we start playing these games, we're going to see how much belief he actually has. Let's get back to that. You made it about.
So you didn't say he was supposed to say that. He just said that because he was supposed to say that.
Yeah, he's supposed to say that.
Okay, so now is it he's supposed to say that, or you believe he believed? Because now you're trying to switch it. Is it that he's supposed to say that, or he believes he don't believe? Which one is it? Do he believe it, or is he supposed to say that? Do he believe that we can win here?
Can I be honest? Can I be honest?
Yes.
Do I think he believes it? No.
Okay, so stick with that. Don't try to switch it and say he believes now. That's all I'm saying. Keep the same energy. Don't switch it. Okay, so you don't believe him, that's why
I think he's optimistic about it. I think he's hopeful. But do I think he believes at his core? No, I wouldn't say that.
So he signed the contract based on optimism?
I didn't say based
hope?
on optimism.
On hope? That's what you say. Hope.
I didn't say he signed it off of optimism and hope. See how you try and switch things?
What you say? You believe he's optimistic right now. You believe he hopes.
I believe he wants, like, what? I believe that he's
optimistic.
Said he's it sounds
he's
good.
optimistic right now.
It
and
sounds
he hopes.
good. Listen.
So why would you sign a contract on that?
So why wouldn't I
didn't, like, he got me believing what? Wait, what he got me believing? What he got me believing?
You got 11, don't you?
Hold on.
You got 11, don't you?
But what did he got me believing?
You got 11.
Not because of A10. Not because of A10. Not
because of A10. Nah. You know what I think?
I believe what? What did I believe?
I think that this is great PR.
What did I believe?
I do. They're preaching the gospel.
Boy,
of
you
happy.
switching
let
up
me
so.
Say what I believe. Let me
Boy,
say what I believe.
Switching up so good right now.
Or be
so
confused.
Switch up in the back paddle is crazy.
You keep trying to change the topic or the verb that we're talking about.
You
we
doing that?
About win now mode. Then we got into him wanting to be here.
That's why
my whole mindset.
We talked about the win now mode,
and I
explained to you.
I believe that in Achan's heart and conviction, he wants to win. He wants to believe that this team can win. He wants to believe it. Does he? If I'm being honest, He doing the company thing right now, and I'm proud of him. That's why I said I would not knock no player.
You can't play both sides.
I would not knock no player for doing the PR thing.
Make it what the math not mathing right now. The math not mathing right now. Make it make sense.
What is he supposed to say? And that was my whole point. What is he supposed to say?
Exactly.
What is he supposed to say on live camera?
Trade me. That's what he could have said. Trade me. That's what he could have said. Trade me. He decided not to. Which is why what I based my argument on.
Maybe his agent got some.
It ain't no maybe because he's
numbers out there.
Did he sign a contract? Yes or no?
What they could pull out the Dolphins was different than what's the name? I don't know. I don't know what their motives are.
Did he sign the contract? Yes or no?
Huh?
Did he sign the contract? Yes or no?
That's not the end all be all.
I've
seen people sign contracts and be on other teams. But go ahead.
Did he sign the contract?
That's not the end all be all. I've seen
you saw someone sign a contract and get traded the same year
and finish it off on another team. Like, we're not about to do this. Like, you can do this. You can do this.
What?
You can do this.
Hold on, I'm trying to skip. Don't skip years.
No. Practice exercises with your minions.
Hold on. Wait.
See, exercise with the minions.
No.
It's almost 11.
Explain that to me.
It's almost 11. What are we doing?
Explain that to me again.
What is we doing
You've seen people. No, you're not going to escape that one. You've seen people. We're talking about this year and why he signed it. What did you just say that made no sense at all?
What do you mean?
Seen people sign contract and finish with someone else? What that got to do with
play it out on another team?
But what that got to do with
have we not seen God get traded?
What that got to do with his reason for signing the contract this year?
Because he knows he doesn't have to stay here necessarily. He can sign it.
He knew that he didn't have to stay here necessarily before he signed it. If the
Dolphins weren't getting what they wanted for him, then he was going to have to be here.
No, he didn't. That was the last year. Vicinity, that was literally his last year.
You're saying that, but he still has to play. And that's my point to you. No agent is going to have their player on a contract year, especially the running back position, especially when they said they're going to utilize him and make him the focal point where it makes him more susceptible to injuries. Go out there without the money. No offense. That's his agent's job.
It happens all the time.
That's his agent's job.
Vicinity. No, you said. Hold on. No. Wait.
First of all, the running back is one of the most unprotected positions.
No, listen.
Let's be real about that. It's one of the most unprotected positions.
But it happens.
When you can strike, you strike. You don't do that. How many running respectfully?
Jonathan Taylor.
Respectfully.
Le'Veon Bell.
Who?
James Cook.
Who?
Oh, Jonathan Taylor. Le'Veon Bell.
First.
Le'Veon Bell. James Cook. These are all the good running backs.
Who?
James Cook. You don't know who James Cook is?
I know who James Cook is.
The one that led the league in rushing. That James Cook.
He was my fantasy running back. Go ahead.
Okay, so what are we talking? Stop just saying stuff just so you can sound good. No, they do.
Himself. What
when they don't.
About?
But they played and earned it. You saying agents don't let them play on their last year of their contract? Yes, they do. Yes,
they don't.
I just gave you names of players that played on them though.
So we're assuming outliers are the norm.
Hold on, time out. You said none.
Have you heard of an anomaly?
You said none.
How often does this happen?
But you said none.
No.
Oh, the switch up is
crazy. The verbiage of, you gotta pay him or they gotta get this done because he's on his last year of his deal.
I didn't say that.
I'm about to sit here and act like
I didn't say that.
A couple people do it. It's the norm.
But you said none. But you said
you're
none.
Talking about a handful out of how many? Because remember how we went back to percentages?
How you switch from none to a handful?
I said how many? I didn't say none. I said how many? And then you started naming
that is their job. No agent is going to let their player play on the last year of the deal.
They don't.
Okay, but I just
they run the risk.
And I just gave you one. I literally just gave you a couple of I just gave you. Oh my God.
Who?
I just gave you some.
Who?
Matter of fact, hold on. Let me check.
Who?
Was it Breece Hall on his last year his deal too?
Who?
Breece Hall. Wasn't he on his last year his deal too?
I believe so.
Another one. That's all I'm saying.
They didn't want to pay him. We wanted to pay.
Okay.
Did they not want to pay him?
Like I said,
they did not want to pay him. But go look at that Breece Hall. Go look at that Breece Hall deal. Look at his deal. I'm sorry.
He got a good deal. He got a good deal.
He got a decent deal.
What are you talking about? Him and A-10 guaranteed.
He got a decent deal.
Wait, hold on. Him and A-10 guaranteed. Him and A-10 guaranteed are damn near identical.
He got a decent deal.
So A-10 got a decent deal then.
Got a decent deal. His is more favorable.
Whose?
Yeah,
whose?
I like A-Chance more. I like it comes through.
So you saying hold on. So you saying Breece Hall. So now Breece Hall, they didn't want to play Breece Hall, but he got a better deal now.
First of all, his market wasn't what they expected. We can get into it because I'm not a Jets fan.
I'm saying, but you saying Breece Hall deal is first you said they didn't want to play Breece Hall and we wanted to pay A-10, but now Breece Hall, but now A-10 got the most favorable deal.
It's decent.
Vicinity.
It's a decent.
They're literally almost the same when it comes to the first year of how it's set up.
How many? Okay. How many guaranteed years does Breece Hall have?
2. The first they got it. The money is in the first 2 seasons.
Decent. He has no longevity. He's going to be back at this.
But we just said the same thing with A-10 deal.
Decent. But I said I like his a little bit more.
But you just were saying that
trade in the cap situation. So I like his a little bit more.
But you were just saying that the Jets didn't want to pay him though.
They didn't. They didn't run to the what's the name to pay this man.
But look what he got paid though, Vincent. But look see, you could say
if they wanted to pay him, they would have did it last year. But they were like, nah, go ahead, go out there.
But look what he got paid.
Man. They didn't care for that man the way you try to make it seem like.
I didn't. No. I didn't say nothing. This is not about caring. Hold on. This is not about caring. That's your argument. Don't switch. Don't put your argument on me. My argument is when A-Chan, he had all the chips and he didn't have to resign here.
To you. Go ahead.
No, because it was his last year. It's not. We cannot allege that. It was his last year. So no matter what happened, you get what I'm saying? He could have got out his deal. He didn't have to sign a multi-year deal. He didn't have to. Actually, he could have demanded a trade.
So you mean, and I mean this in the most respectful way, because you know what? You have money sense. You're very good with money. You're very good with money. And this is why I like to converse with you. When his stock price, right, is at its highest point, right? Right? What did it say? You sell high, buy low, so it can go up, you can make more money, right? Now, his stock price is high. What he can get for the most part, unless he goes back out and does what he did or has been doing again, right? But like they're saying, God's honor, HM, we want to run the office to you. We're going to make sure you get this, right? Stock high's high. If anything happens to that young man, no offense, plummets.
What about the trade? You ignoring the trade, the demand of the trade.
What are you ignoring that
about? Achan, yes, his stock is high. He could demand a trade. They don't want to pay him. All the team can use that to his benefit.
For all we know, right? Because he was tied to what? Kansas City?
No, he wasn't tied to no one.
Last year, they're talking about Kansas City could potentially trade for him. It was out there. His name was thrown out there. Let's call it a spade a spade. His name
no, but you saying he's tied. Yeah, but then you talk about fans saying that it'd be good if he go to Kansas City. You know, things like that. But it
was a rumor, okay? Can we say there was a rumor? There was a rumor.
No.
It was a rumor. Please stop. Because we were saying we should trade him. Please stop. We're not about to do this and talk about how we should have got what we could have got for Achane and Waddle. We're not about to pretend like that whole
who rumored that he was supposed to go to the who rumored said we should trade him to the Kansas City?
That said we should, or that he could potentially.
Who rumored that he could potentially get traded?
It was in all the media.
To the Kansas City
all the time during the trade deadline. All rumors come out. That's why I said rumors. It could have been true. It could have been false. We don't know. It was a rumor.
Okay,
They were saying the Dolphins should and just rebuild it. Was that not? You know, we're not gonna get into it. It is what it is. It's cool. We're not gonna make your blood pressure go up tonight. Back to my soliloquy. Hi.
Go ahead. We over 2 hours. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no offense to the Jets, right? No offense to any of these. What's the name? Most organizations, are they looking at running backs? No offense, as a commodity the way they do HN? No. As they do Bijan? No. The Lions even just got rid of David Montgomery, they got
Jameer Gibbs.
Exactly. But as I said, I understand that. But did they not also then go back and get enough? It's okay. Here's the thing, right? And I think that's where I think we're having a little bit disconnect. The way the Jets viewed Brees is not the way the Dolphins viewed Achane. And I think that's where we're not.
No, we talk about him demanding a trade. I'm way off of Brees Hall.
A trade? Okay.
What
if it comes out that he did, but they couldn't get what they wanted, so they went to him and talked to him? For all
you saying what if? We talk about what we know now. You're basing off what you think
you're basing it off of thinking that he just wants to be here, and I'm saying I don't.
No, I'm basing it off because he signed the contract.
I think he might want to be, but okay. And if we're losing,
I'm based off actions.
And if we're losing, do you think HN is still going to be here?
What do you mean losing? Define losing for a whole year, for 2 years.
If we start losing and things don't turn around and the gospel don't turn out to be the truth, or it's not in time, do you think HN is going to be here? Do you think, no offense, that they're going to pay HN again?
But that's not different. That's
my business. No,
hold on. Wait. Let me ask you a question.
He's on loan.
Let me ask you a question.
He's on a personal loan.
Can I ask you a question? How you going to ask me a question and then talk?
You can ask me anything, sir.
No. I said answer your question. Let me answer your question. Let me answer it. You said pay him again. if they're losing, obviously they're not going to pay him again.
I'm just saying in general, even if they're winning, do you?
But that's not what this is about. I'm saying right now, you're trying to predict his mindset in the future. We're talking about his mindset right now and why he signed the contract now, what he believes now,
and you
not what he's gonna believe in.
And you want to believe that wholeheartedly he's here right now off of the good nature of his heart and loving football and just wanting to play for the Miami Dolphins.
I never said
believing that this team is going to win.
I never said that. Why are you projecting what you said on me?
Listen,
I never said that.
Listen,
I said he signed the contract.
Then cool.
No, I'm going off what actually happened.
Allegedly. Go ahead.
Did he? It's not alleged that he signed the contract.
Allegedly.
I bet. I know you just want to say something.
He
signed the contract.
Here's the part that you missed that I said. Everybody want to be somewhere until they don't want to be somewhere.
I get it, Spencer, but you got the goalpost and you moved to here, you moved to there.
You the one that's moving. So now
let's focus on
when you do it, but when I do it, it's a problem.
I never did. Tell me one time I moved the goalpost. Name me one time where I moved the goalpost.
You did when you made it about from being a win now to what's the name? Do I believe? I don't know what the man believes. I'm gonna tell you what I
didn't about to believe, not me.
I believe. You want to believe that A-Ted loves the Dolphins so much, loves football so much.
I never said that.
Athlete and what this team is supposed to be so much.
I never said that.
He wants to be here. And all I'm saying is the man giving it a shot. And hey.
Why? Hold on. Why are you saying stuff that I didn't say?
And to the people in the chat's credit, the money does help. It does help.
Why you put words in? Hold on. Why you put words in my mouth that I didn't say?
We don't know what other team is willing to give them. The Dolphins might have been at a higher price point by even half $500,000. We don't know. Well, we may never know. I like when stuff like this come out because then we can revisit it, and then when we know, we really know. We just out here acting like he might not have gone and been like, yeah. They said he what's the name? He's a core piece. Yeah, and that agent said, you gonna show us that he a core piece. It's okay. Your whole thing has been around.
But what is different about that though? What? Why you saying something? We know this. This is how the game goes. Right. This was about.
To my point, being a focal point of an offense is a good reason for why you may want to stay. Like it's okay. You think
being a focal point
is because he believes so much in Halfley.
I never said Halfley. I never said. No, you keep on throwing everything out that I didn't say.
He believes that this team can win. He believes that this team can win. Okay, that's your point. He believes that this team can win, and that's when I said we'll see how much belief he got when this team get on the field. Because everybody believes something in the offseason, and I said that, and they preach this. Please go and tell me the team or the player. Like, nah, man, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, you just moved the goalpost again. This is not about.
Listen, I'm revisiting the conversations that we had.
No.
And telling you how we got here.
But you're saying no.
You're thinking I'm telling you what my points were, and every single time I told you my point, you came with another question to try to make me reframe the answer that I've been giving.
No, I didn't. No.
Hold
on, for Sandy. No, I'm not. You gotta listen, because you're not. I say you move the goalpost because this isn't. You're taking why he signed the contract, and now you're trying to predict.
You asked why did he sign the contract?
Hold on, I didn't. Hold on, you gotta let me finish so you can see what.
Watch the film. You asked me why did I believe he signed the contract?
Listen to me. You have to let me finish.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
You gotta let me finish because you before you to see where I'm coming from. You don't even know where I'm coming from.
Okay, I'm just trying to meet it at the point. But go ahead. I'm gonna listen.
This was about A-Chan signing the contract. This was what it was about. And your rebuttal was, hold on, when I said what he said, all the reasons why he signed the contract, why it's different than other ones. You said, this is where the belief came in. What was he supposed to say? That's where the belief came in. Hold on. Didn't you say that? You didn't say that?
Okay. You know what? I think I'm kind of following you. Because
no. Did you say that? Yes or no?
Because here's the thing. You made it about that.
You
said you played his because he signed the contract. Me, when you asked me for insanity, what do you have to say about it? I said, what was he supposed to say?
Okay.
So even contract money or anything like that, you introduced that technically because you're the one who said it's because he signed the contract to stay here, so that's why he wants to be here.
Yes,
boom.
Exactly.
When you give me the floor to respond to the video, and I say, what is he supposed to say? That's all I had to what's the name. You then, and like all the people was like, okay, well the money, cool. We went down that road, cool. Then you asked me, do I believe he wants to be here? And I said,
asked you that.
There was a point. Run the film back.
No. I asked you, are you saying he's here for the money?
Okay.
Remember? I'm like, oh, so you say he's only.
We gotta rewatch the film together because
okay.
I really
okay.
feel like
now, when you go see that, I'm okay.
Yeah, you be trying to do loop de loops, and I be like,
I promise you, I'm gonna clip every last one of them when you realize you are the one that did the loop de loops. I had one reason. I gave you one reason. You said it right the first time.
You wanted it to be about your reason. I just said, well,
no. I gave my reason.
You wanted it to be You wanted it to be deeper than, and maybe to you it is.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. I said my whole thing was surface. What was he supposed to say? What is any of these players supposed to say?
Right.
You wanted it to be deeper because he signed to stay here. That's trying to make it a deeper route than what
I gave you reasons why I thought it was different.
You wanted it to have a deeper meaning and stuff like that. I was cool with just saying, man.
I did not say.
Hey, I didn't say the gospel is the gospel. I said they out here preaching the gospel of Halfley.
All I asked you was
that. You weren't receptive of that, and that's okay. That's okay.
But why when you talk, when you listen, I'm listening to you. When you talk, you just keep on trying to project and throw what I said. I didn't say that.
Projecting, Tone. I'm not projecting.
Okay, what I asked was, listen, mine's what it was it. I keep saying about you see you move in the conversation. I keep saying about the original, the whole conversation was about him signing the contract, right? And when he came out and said the reason why I played his part of win now mode, it was about him being in win now mode.
You listened to the whole thing. Yep. Go ahead.
This was about us being in win now mode, right? Mm-hmm. And him believing that he could win with this team. That's what this whole thing started with. Why he signed the contract. When they brought up the money in the chat, I was like, thank you, because I was just about to rebuttal Finsanity's rebuttal when she said, what is he supposed to say was, listen, I know what people are supposed to say, like players. The reason it's different between HN is because he signed an extension when he's on his last year. So the only reason he's going to sign that extension is because he believes he could win here. That was the whole argument and the rebuttal to what you said. Then what is he supposed to say? It'd be like, okay, because he was on his last year and you're not going to sign no contract on your last year with a team that you don't believe in, where you have the value of an HN, because he was remember I said HN was the hot commodity. So he didn't have to sign with the Dolphins because he was a hot commodity out there.
Everybody a hot commodity till they tear ACL or Achilles. It's okay. That's what that was my rebuttal. And my rebuttal was,
well, that's why he would have got signed.
When can the Dolphins get out of this contract and it not be a cap hit?
Yes, and that's when I said thank you. That part right there, and I say vicinity. That's the Dolphins, not HN. So hold on. That's why. Hold on. Let me explain it so you can understand. That's when I said HN. You're using the Dolphins being able to get out to try to use it as HN being able to get out. And I was like, no, because HN took all of that ability to lead the Dolphins by signing the contract. Now the Dolphins have all of the power and all of the ways to get out of the contract. HN don't. He's stuck in that contract. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I was saying them being able to get out, it's not a reflection on HN say, well, I'm going to sign this contract, but I want to be out in 2 years, because he would have signed only a 2-year contract. The Dolphins set up the money in a way to where if they get out, it don't hurt them. That's the difference. HN could have signed a 2-year, be like, nah, bro, I don't believe this. I'm going to sign a 2-year contract so I don't have to be stuck. They have all the power, whether he could come and go. Remember, he took that. He took. Well, I ain't gonna say he took it away from him. He signed all that away by signing a 4-year extension. now they have the control over him. That's what I was saying. So the them being able to get out, it's more on the Dolphins being able to get out, not Achane being able to get out. Because now you went from only having to deal with this for 1 year and say, man, I don't like this, I'm out, to now you just gave them 4 extra years. So now it's 5 years.
Okay. And then see, like, I like how you gave your point of view on how the contract was constructed. Can I give you my point of view? And you hear me out? Because listen, I know you're not going to agree. I want to preface this, but this is my point of view. Get Achane, right? You get the opportunity to have him on this team, to be a core piece, to be a leader, to show him that you can turn this around. But if by happen chance, Achane says this isn't moving the way I want it to move along, I don't know if it's a mutual agreement, but him signing and it not being a cap hit for the Dolphins, whenever that is, right, to me, is a win-win situation. Why? Achane still gets his money, and the Dolphins are not harmed by it for giving him that money. Now, you may not want to be receptive of that, and that's okay. But when you look at it, it really is technically a win-win for both parties involved if they decide this ain't it. Like, if you don't want to be here. Sorry, not sorry. You can look at it your way, and I don't think the way you look at it is wrong. I just look at it a different way. Hence why I brought up, when can they get out of it and then not be a cap hit for them? And then that's why I said they're technically loaning his services, because to be able to give a running back that and to not have a cap hit if he wants to go somewhere else, or if you want to get some value for him or whatever. Hence why I then asked, do you think that they will pay him again? See, that's my point of, yeah, he may believe or whatever, but once you get out there, that's when he's really going to know. You can sell people. I've seen people get sold on things that they didn't even want. Next thing you know, they leave them with a new sofa that they didn't even care about. There's still a return policy on it. It is what it is. That's the way I see it. And that's the beautiful thing. And I think that's why we applauded Brandon Shore for the way he set that up. Because no matter what, either you get the services of a weapon like Achane, or you don't have to worry about what you gave him in that. Like, now, when he's playing on your team, yeah, you got to pay him. But if he decides he don't want to be here, or like, hey, boom, it might suck, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. It just seemed to me, no tea, no shade, no lie. It seemed like a fair situation for both parties. Sometimes things can be, mutual. We want you here. Boom, give us a shot. Boom, you don't want to be here. Boom, we not tied to you, because that's what you said was the issue. We had all this dead cap tied to players who were no longer on the rosters, and they fixed that. That's why I said everybody want to be here till they don't want to be here. It's cool. It's cool. It's just the business. You act like every player, like how many players, no offense, stay on the same team that they started with. This ain't the 90s era, like 80s era of basketball and stuff like that. Even players back then got traded and stuff. Free agents got signed and stuff. Like, it's cool. It is what it is. That's all right. He your favorite. I don't know if he your favorite player, but that's just the way I see it. It was a wonderful discussion. I had fun with that one.
Yes, we almost got. Wait, you done? You're done?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
We almost at 3. Well, it's still 28 of y'all in the building. We had 43. I just want to point out, y'all, again, I'm not gonna do it again. She just moved the goalpost again, but we're gonna end it right there because this gonna go in circles. But he's not my favorite player, so I'm glad you cleaned that out. No, he's not. But it was a great debate. A great debate.
I want you to do me. I want you to do me one favor. One favor when you do the film. Ask yourself and count and tally how many times you asked me a question during this, and how many times I asked you a question, and then you tell me who actually moved the goalpost. That's my last statement. That's my what's the name?
Ask the question is not moving the goalpost. It's if you answer the question.
But see how they change. But no, you know what? How about this? How many times you ask questions that changed the discussion? That was moving the goalpost, because now you're making me reach another length to the conversation. Yeah, so but I moved the goalpost, even though I just stood on what I said. You didn't like how I was saying it, so you was asking me questions to get me on your side. That's all right.
No, I would bring you the clip. But hey, man, listen, man, it's 26 of y'all. I mean, 24 now. 2:45. Appreciate all y'all for sticking around. Hey, there was a good one back and forth. Y'all know I like a good back and forth. For Sunday, appreciate you. Lou, if you're still in the building, my brother, prayers up. You know how that goes. Everyone that's still in, if y'all haven't liked and subscribed, make sure y'all like and subscribe right now. This was a good one, a nice back and forth. Remind me back in the old days, you know what I'm saying? Standing on business, that's fire. Anything else before we get about here, Friend Sanity?
Nah, I made my peace.
Hey, listen, the revolver goes to, of course, everyone in the chat, all y'all that was following the conversation. Hopefully we go back to 8 o'clock Friday. You know what I'm saying? I
will not be here Friday. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well, all right. Well, solo episode for Tone Friday. I'll see y'all on Friday. Man, y'all be easy, man. Appreciate y'all. The revolver go to y'all. We out of here.